Hello.
Hello.
Dan.
Mhm. It's that time.
Borg.
Mm. When Borg.
Soon Borg.
Borg soon.tm.
Yes.
So because I was raiding last night, and then also Evan was endwalkering. I didn't really catch the stream, and I also didn't get the last one because I was at the river.
Oh my.
But so I'm very behind. However, I did tune in at exactly one moment, which was when Gregson was announced as dead.
Oof.
And that was when I realized that, oh no, I've missed a lot.
Oof.
And I didn't watch much after that, but oh,
Minecraft. Oof.
sadness. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah.
No,
No, I've been up. I've been up.
yeah. I saw you as I was going to. I saw you posting as I was going to bed at 6 in the morning.
Yeah. I saw y'all were up. I was like, they're not gonna be up for much longer.
Nah. Who would stay up that late?
I mean, sometimes I literally wake up and like, I could get out of bed and say hi, but they're probably getting out of bed in 30 minutes. So
Listen, that doesn't stop tribal.
it's true.
Ooh, you could become our new bedroom alarm.
Oh no,
It's sleepy time because Dan's here.
no, that's Tribal's job. I can't steal that.
Fair.
Man, I'm so excited for Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Be fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll finally be a real tank.
Woo! Funny how much tanking a jank paladin tank can still do in PvC.
It's funny that paladin tanking is still jank 2 to 3 years in.
Yeah,
God.
that's true. That is true. Okay. All right, we had a third of the wizards done, right?
Yep.
We did.
We are at 1/3 of the wizards.
It has been a hot minute now, hasn't it?
So,
Yeah, that is. I mean, I think it's only been 2 weeks, right? Maybe.
Yeah. Yes, it has only been 2 weeks. I only
We skipped 1 week. Right?
yes, we've only skipped 1 week, which is better than the time we skipped like 2 months.
Like 5 weeks more. I don't know, more than that.
But we're back.
Yeah.
We're back to it. We're almost there.
A good
Just
deal
gotta-
better.
Just gotta push through this one, and then artificers. Oh god, what the fuck is an artificer?
How the fuck are we gonna do artificers?
Yeah, I still have no clue. Anyway, shall we get started then?
Sure.
Technically, we are waiting on food, but it's fine. We'll just eat as it goes.
It's a long-standing tradition that we eat food.
Yeah,
always
it's
stream-
it's
Eating
the-
food?
We always stream and right during stream. We always stream and do D&D right during the food times.
I do like I like the implication as a long-standing tradition that we eat food. Like I would assume that's the case for most people. But yeah.
Most people do indeed try to eat food on a regular basis. Food is good.
But yeah, so we got a third
Other
of the
people
way
who
through.
eat food are just posers. We did it first.
We were eating food before it was cool. That's definitely real.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what our list looked like. It's this really almost quite symmetrical curve.
Yeah,
Where there's just nothing in C tier.
it's fair.
But I think that that was pretty fair. So
What?
Yeah,
What?
I think it felt pretty accurate to me.
Before we get right back into it, refresh my memory. What were the contentious ones? There was like one or two. And
Artificer was fairly contentious.
Artificer was contentious.
that's right.
It was strong because it basically had another max level spell at all times. And that it could give all your melee guys like permanent, like basically permanent D4 damage. And
That's right. It had the potions. Yeah.
yeah, and then I had like one other thing.
Yeah, the potions were really funny.
And then we had some doubts about the divination, enchantment, conjuration, or maybe it was the chronergy.
I think I might have been the one pushing that like divination just really isn't that good, and I'm pretty confident in that assessment.
I think I agree because I think other than one really strong ability, it really doesn't have anything.
Yeah, it has basically nothing, and even that strong ability it's
pretty limited.
You're gonna make 2 rolls a result that you want, and you don't know if they would have been that result anyway.
True. Yeah.
And that's all you do every day.
True. Other than that, you're a wizard, which, to be fair, still puts you at a decent power level. Divination is a fine class to play.
Yeah.
As long as you don't mind not really getting any features after first level. Okay. So let's do Graviturgy, which comes in Explorer's Guide to Wild Mount.
What?
Wilds. At 2nd level, you get Adjust Density. As an action, you can magically alter the weight of one object or creature you can see within 30 feet of you. The object or creature must be large or smaller. The target's weight is halved or doubled for up to 1 minute or until your concentration ends, as if you were concentrating on a spell. While the weight of a creature is halved by this effect, the creature's speed increases by 10 feet, it can jump twice as far as normal, and it has disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. While the weight of a creature is doubled by this effect, the creature's speed is reduced by 10 feet, and it has advantage on strength checks and saving throws. Upon reaching 10th level in this class, you can target an object or a creature that is huge or smaller. Okay. Interesting.
Graviture. Is this so? Wait. You can target creatures.
Yes, an object or a creature, and you can double or halve their weight for 1 minute.
Does that do anything useful? It moves their movement speed, I guess.
It reduces movement speed by 10 feet if you target someone and make them heavy. Hi, Meds. And it gives them advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, which I mean depends on
you could do that.
Whatever.
You could do that on your barbarian that wants to grapple.
Or exactly. Or you can have one and then make them bad at strength saving throws, but they're faster.
Yeah.
And then they're easier to grapple. I mean, I will say grappling is a very low power skill, so I don't think that really adds much to the power level.
Yeah,
barbarians already get advantage on it.
That's kind of what I was thinking, which is that grappling. This makes grappling like better. It's just that grappling isn't very good.
Yeah. So the power level of this is
you can basically guarantee a grapple by making somebody by lowering the weight of somebody, and then your barbarian goes in and they grapple them, right? Because that's advantage versus disadvantage.
Yeah.
True.
But is that worth the wizard's action?
Oh, it's also a concentration, so like you can't concentrate on a spell.
Man,
the only redemption is there's no save tied to this, right?
There is no save, but it's not
That's
very
good,
strong anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
I think at early levels you're just gonna use this for fun, but you're gonna have like if you don't have a grappler.
I was gonna say I think you're gonna use this for movement reduction.
Yeah, but there's a cantrip that when it hits, it reduces their movement speed. Like, sure, it's not guaranteed, but like at least you're doing some damage.
Yeah, I mean, you could always stack them, and they could only move 10 feet per round.
Well, yeah,
but they both take an action.
Yeah, it would take 2 turns. It's just not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
this is a fun ability to use on stuff. Like, I don't know. Like my immediate use case is like, half the weight of that horse and then have your barbarian lift it because it's funny. But then you can't do that till level 10. Oh no, you can do it on large creatures. Okay, yeah, horse you can do. Huge is 10th level.
Okay, good. At least it scales. So what else do they get?
Gravity Well. At 6th level, you whenever you cast a spell on a creature, you can move the target 5 feet, shunt to an unoccupied. Is this a Matt Mercer?
I think Josh went AFK spontaneously, but oh my god.
This has got to be a Matt Mercer, right? Because of shunting.
Because it moves the target.
A minuscule amount. I can't believe Josh is missing this.
Oh my god.
Anyway, unoccupied space of your choice if the target is willing to move, if the spell hits it with an attack, or it fails a saving throw against the spell. So that is fucking worthless. But it's funny, I guess. I think 5 feet is not anything.
Yeah. If the target is willing to move. Oh, or if it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's not. No.
Oh, I can cast fly on them, then they can move 5 feet upwards. That's still useless.
And on the flip side of that, I guess if you hit them with a cantrip, you move them 5 feet. That's not particularly powerful.
Like I guess I do like the fact that if you fireball someone, you can kind of slurp them all towards the center.
I was going to say, yeah. It's yeah, you do. There's no target limit on this, right?
I love that there's no target limit.
I do too, but I don't think it makes it particularly powerful outside of niche use cases.
Like even if you wanted to like group things closer together for like your next person's AoE, like 5 feet is barely gonna make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's assuming that they don't move in between. It's like you could use 5 feet to get someone out of attack of opportunity range potentially.
Yeah,
even a few people.
That's actually true.
So the 5 feet could matter, but it sort of depends on turn order.
So if you hit people, if you're surrounded by melee enemies and you cast like a little AoE, you can blast them away and then walk away.
Yeah.
Some uses. I think it's pretty weak though. What about
we didn't know you left, so we fucking moved on.
That's fine.
You have to tell us when you AFK.
Please.
I said food was here, but nobody heard.
It was not audible.
It did not get picked up.
You missed so much.
Oh my god.
Like we're on the I think we're onto the 10th level feature now, but basically for the 6th level feature, like
hold on,
I read that you can move the target 5 feet, and I immediately meant, is this a Matt Mercer? Like,
it's a Matt Mercer special.
It has to be. Who else just shunts someone very tiny amounts?
It was fucking perfect. Dan goes, you can move a creature 5 feet. Did Matt Mercer write this one?
Yeah.
Oh baby, you know it's our best friend Matt Mercer.
Yeah.
Matt, I love you and your 5 feet movements. It's so funny. Never fucking change, man.
Yeah. This one is actually a fun one, if not very powerful, just because no target limit, so fireball can shunt everyone a little bit.
Yeah, you do get to shunt 5 people, or everyone hit by a fireball, which is satisfying.
That is actually pretty fun.
Right?
You could shunt like 20 people, and the DM's like, all right, where does this one go?
Yeah,
That
it's like,
way.
fuck
Where does this
you.
one go? The other
Like,
way. Where does this
like
go?
I know
Upwards.
it's only 5 feet, but it is very. It's just like very like. For the imagination, it is very satisfying to have like a spell go off and then everybody fucking gets shoved.
Yeah, exactly. I love the idea that your fireball is now also Zarya ult.
Let me ask you this: though. Is there any downside for enemies to fall 5 feet? Because you don't take damage. Is there a way for is there a chance they fall prone at all? Like,
I don't think so.
No.
no. Well, it's
Not
funny,
that I
I
know
guess,
of.
if you just make them go upwards a little bit and then they fall.
If you don't want them to go
Not
anywhere,
useful.
but you don't want to waste your feature, I respect it.
Yeah.
We were saying that you can if you fireball like a people, you can move them all like 5 feet out of attack of opportunity range of someone in the stack as well.
True.
But outside of, while fun, not particularly powerful.
Nope. I concur.
Our 10th level.
When another creature you can see within 60 feet of you hits with a weapon attack, that was confusing. You can use your reaction to increase the attack's velocity, causing the attack's target to take an extra 1d10 damage of the weapon's type. Alternatively, If a creature within 60 feet of you takes damage from a fall, you can use your reaction to increase the fall's damage by 2d10.
Oh.
You can use this feature a number of times equal to int mod. Regain all expended uses on a long rest.
That fall one
Why?
is so worthless.
What? When are
Using
you
your
aiming for
reaction to
fall?
do 11 damage on someone that's falling, and that's so rare. There are a whole bunch of weird new gravity spells that I think were made by Matt Mercer, so
Ah.
there's probably some synergy with that. But like I would wager, even if you can drop a whole bunch of people in the air, you can only use your reaction to make one of them take 11 more damage.
11 damage. Oh.
It's not even
Yeah,
worth
you're
your
right.
reaction in most cases.
Yeah, hold on. You're right. Hold on. This is level 10. You're right.
Yeah.
Hold the fucking phone. Yeah.
It's
Level 10, man.
no shield, no repellents. The other one is, let's say your ally hits someone, you can use your reaction to do 5.5 more damage. That's
pretty worthless.
At least that one will always be available if you don't need to use your reaction, instead of the falling one that is very niche. But it is pretty worthless.
Yeah.
I just feel like if it was just like once per turn this happens, like sure you get a little chip damage here and that. It's at 10th level, that's fair. But like because it's your reaction, it's an opportunity cost. You're now no longer able to defend yourself with stuff like shield and Zergons.
Yeah, it's an opportunity cost, and also like it is limited by your int mod, which I don't think will be that relevant.
Yeah.
It's like your int is high enough that you'll get enough uses out of a day, but like
But you are getting very little value.
Oh yeah.
All right. What about the last one?
Sorry, I'm eating.
All right, I'll read it. Starting at 14th level, as an action, you can magically emit a powerful field of gravitational energy that tugs at other creatures for up to 1 minute, or until your concentration ends, as if you're concentrating on a spell. That's annoying. For the duration, whenever a creature hostile to you starts its turn within 30 feet of you, it must make a strength saving throw against your spell DC. On a failed save, it takes 2d10 force damage, and its speed is reduced to 0 until the start of its next turn. Ooh. On a successful save, it takes half as much damage, and every foot of it moves this turn costs 2 extra feet of... Oh, so it's 1/3 movement speed, even if it succeeds?
Oh my god.
Once you feature, you can't do until you feel just a long rest, or you expend a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, which you have plenty of at this point.
You do.
So I think the only one weakness here is that you have to be within 30 feet of people, which means you're in a pretty precarious situation. But like, some pretty cool crowd control.
This is pretty good. This is pretty good, actually.
Would you use this at 14th level? Would you use this?
That's kind of what I'm wondering. I mean,
okay. So like, let's say there's like 20 enemies and you can wade into all of them. Then you use this. Because you could Misty Step in and then cast this as an action. Because it's not a spell. Is that good? It's like 11 damage, and then it reduces their speed. It's not that useful, really.
This is a bigger Spirit Guardians, is it not?
No. Yes. Actually, I think you're right.
Yeah.
So it's more of a protective aura.
Yes, that's how I'm reading it. Within 30 feet of you, they don't. Yeah. It does less damage than Spirit Guardians at this level, but it's bigger and it's
better
more
and better movement speed reduction.
and better slow. Yes, that's how I'm interpreting this. I think you might, except for the caveat that at 14th level, Wizard concentration is
so valuable,
highly sought after, shall we say?
Yeah, like you've had Wall of Force for quite some time by now.
Yes, exactly.
There's plenty of other options.
My lovely animate objects.
I think it's nice, but I think you're also right in that I think as a 14th level wizard, you're not really going to be reaching for this.
I will say, if there's any case where there's about to be a fight and you can just precast this, you're pretty happy to just precast this, and you can always just drop its concentration for something else later. Like, you might as well precast it. It's just a bonus. Your backline is now protected. Pretty well protected, I would say, actually, for melee people.
I was gonna say, yeah, as long as you don't need to concentrate on anything, like This does essentially make you like a very not appealing target.
Yeah, agreed.
Let's
and
say
everyone around you.
Let's say someone's like 50 feet away from you and they want to dash at you. That's 60 feet of movement speed. They get to 20 feet, and then the last 30 feet, they can't. How far do they get? Like, not very far. They get to like 13 feet. That's awkward.
It's yeah. Fuck, that is really annoying. Damn it.
I
Matt,
don't like that.
It's not bad. It's just annoying.
So that'd be like 10 feet. I guess you'd probably just round
yeah, you
down.
move 10 feet.
And then that next turn they would have to dash to actually reach you, because 30 feet would get them 15 feet.
I mean, as long as you kept moving, like they would never catch you.
Yeah, that's true. If you just keep kiting backwards, this thing effectively locks you out from melee attackers actually being able to hit you, unless they have some sort of way to move. Like, even if they have 40 feet of movement speed, if they're sitting at the edge, it takes them 90 feet to get there, so they can dash. They can't even get to you from with dashing. So enemies need to be able to shoot with ranged attacks or fly, or they will not be able to melee attack you.
Yeah.
That's good.
You could also wall of force them off, but then again, you can't hit them.
That's true. This is nice.
Oh,
I
hang
don't
on.
hate this. It's not awful. I'd say it's
Oh, there is one fatal flaw with this ability though.
What?
It's whenever a creature hostile to you starts its turn within 30 feet of you. So it does
Wait, what?
not proc upon entering.
Oh, no. It's garbage.
fuck. It's terrible.
They can just walk up to you.
Now they can just walk up to you. That's sad.
Oh.
So it was poorly written.
Oh, I bet that was unintentional too.
Matthew!
That sucks. Well, that kind of destroys that feature a bit.
Fuck, this one almost climbed out of F tier.
Put
Yeah.
these foolish ambitions to rest.
I think you might be right with the F tier analysis, because the second level and sixth level features are very slightly above nothing, and the 10th level feature and 14th level feature are like, again, like slightly better, but not that very far above 0.
I was willing to.
It's definitely a D or F tier.
I was willing to go D right up until that start of start of turn thing.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I agree with your F tier analysis.
Yeah, you think it's I'm comparing it with divination because that's what I'm most familiar with. I think divination's better.
I would rather be divination.
Divination also like late game is probably around the same level, but divination at least has fun early game.
Yeah. Oh shit, that's right. Yeah, divination's way better early game.
Yeah. What about minor illusion? Illusion 7. Okay, the second level is just the
This will
gold
be
cost.
interesting.
Improved minor illusion is you get the minor illusion cantrip. That's a great cantrip. Might as well. Or just another wizard cantrip. When you cast minor illusion, you can create both a sound and an image with a single casting of the spell. Sean, you can tell us how good this is, right? It's pretty good, isn't it?
Is it? I don't remember getting a whole lot of use out of improved minor illusion when I played this.
Really? I thought that was like the only reason why you picked an illusion wizard.
No.
Until illusion reality.
Until illusory reality. That's the reason I picked the illusion wizard.
Okay. Well, minor illusion has the downside where I believe it's normally only a visual aura sound, which makes it not very believable.
Yes, that's true.
And when you upgrade it to be both, it's basically like a first, maybe even like you can make it. It's basically like a second level spell. It's a pretty good illusion spell. Not to say that second level illusion spells are very good, but like, like it bumps your cantrip up to be pretty crafty.
To my mind, most of the, at the very least, in combat uses of illusion and spells and minor illusion is to create barriers that block line of sight because they technically give you cover,
Gotcha.
which is potentially good. And in that respect, having a sound attached is not that useful. And then the other thing is most sounds that you want to trigger in a campaign, I think, don't have to be accompanied by a visual component. Because if you want to distract someone, you don't want there to be a visual component necessarily.
Can your illusion move? Real quick.
Can minor illusion move?
Can you make like a squirrel and make it chirp and then have it run away?
I don't think so.
I'm not exactly certain.
Minor
we have to look at minor illusion.
illusion.
But, I think it has to stay within like the 5 feet of like the point that you cast it at.
Yeah, maybe this is pretty overrated.
And you could always cast it one after another.
Yeah.
I guess if you wanted them synced, it would be good.
But if you really want like a squirrel that makes a sound, you could just make a squirrel sound around a corner, and then have on your next turn make the squirrel pop out from around the corner.
Make the squirrel exactly.
It's not like that difficult because you would probably be using it out of combat, and at that point you have time.
It's definitely an out of combat feature. This is just like you could do everything here with just a little creativity, probably.
Yeah.
This whole class requires large quantities of creativity and lots of understanding of illusions, which is a very finicky 5e mechanic.
Oh boy.
God. Illusions are the worst. They're the
I love
worst.
illusions.
What about his charms?
Doesn't make them tolerable.
All right. Well, okay. So the improved mind illusion is pretty weak, unfortunately. Unless you can think of a use case where it's beneficial.
Not really.
Yeah.
You can do explosions this way because you'd sync up the visual and audio. I don't know. You can definitely do more with it, but yeah, I don't think it's particularly powerful, and I think it does effectively zero in most combats.
It feels like the benefit that you would get out of this is so minor compared to just being able to cast minor illusion in the first place.
Yeah.
It's like it adds like 5% efficacy to something that is already 95% efficient at what it wants to do, you know?
Yeah. Might be pretty DM dependent as well. For how believable they think your illusion is without a sound.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. I think we could probably rank it pretty weak because. In order for this to be good, you have to have like a strict DM that makes your illusions not good if they don't have sound or something.
Yeah, agreed.
Leave it in the game.
Anyway, malleable illusions at 6th level. When you cast an illusion spell that has a duration of 1 minute or longer, you can use your action to change the nature of that illusion, using the spell's normal parameters for the illusion, provided that you can still see the illusion. Okay. How many illusion spells are there that last 1 minute or longer?
You have silent image. You have. We should probably pull up a list.
Minor illusion.
Minor illusion.
Probably.
This does improve your improved minor illusion to be double improved minor illusion.
Yes.
Double
wait,
improved
hold on.
minor illusion.
Yo, wait. I love this for disguise self.
That would be pretty fun, actually.
You can just warp yourself to look like whomever whenever you want.
It's always like that shot in that movie where like you
slurp.
see somebody walking and then like they walk like a person walks in front of the camera and it's a different person now.
Yes, exactly.
Nice.
But that said, how many times do you need to change the nature of an illusion? I guess you could fake it to move. This is illusions are very hard to gauge on a power level basis.
I mean, the problem to me is like it is just like very similar to the problem with improved minor illusion, which is that like 95% of the efficacy of an illusion spell you get from the illusion spell. Being able to augment an illusion spell is not actually that good, really.
Yeah.
Like, at least not in this sense. Like, being able to change the illusion to, like, something just means, like, you don't have to spend another spell slot to do it, I guess, right? And, like, I feel like the scenario in which you have an illusion going and you need to change it on the fly is, like, rare enough that, like, at that point you would just rather take a different class and then eat the spell slot required, right? It feels like you're getting locked into something here that is not providing you that much benefit over somebody who can do 90% of what you can do, but other things also, you know? But let's read the 10th level feature. You create an illusory duplicate of yourself as an instant, almost instinctual reaction to danger. When a creature makes an attack roll against you, you can use your reaction to interpose the illusory duplicate between the attacker and yourself. The attack automatically misses, then the illusion dissipates. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest.
This is a feature that would
one attack.
Yeah, this is a feature that would almost certainly get multiple uses tied to proficiency in a modern
In a modern
recreation.
class, yes.
Yes.
100%.
On the one hand, guaranteed miss is actually pretty rare.
And short rest.
And a short rest. On the other hand,
get
need I
one.
spell out this versus shield?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shield is usually better than this, actually.
Because multiple attacks, yes. If
How
you
often
were
is a guy attacking you once?
if you're only going to get hit once, and to be fair, if you know it's their last attack and you really don't want to get hit by it, or the first one guaranteed hit because shield wouldn't have helped, you will get use out of it in that scenario straight up.
This is the I have 1 HP and the enemy has 1 attack left. Oh shit button. But like they might have
think
missed
that's-
anyway.
It's the enemy has 1 attack left button. The other 2 fucking demolished me, and there was no point casting shield because it was gonna hit regardless. Because I'm a wizard with low AC.
That's just it's so rare that that's gonna happen, though. I think.
I
Yeah,
agree. It's not that good.
and it's not the biggest value. One missed attack is pretty good, but a lot of the value in shield comes from multiple attacks. And the
Like-
fact that it's a first level spell, whereas this is a 10th level feature.
Yeah, I mean the thing is like wizards aren't necessarily hurting that badly for spells that they can cast to increase their survivability. You know, like just cast like blur or mirror image or something.
Yeah.
Okay, at 14th level, you get Illusory Reality. You've learned the secret of weaving shadow magic into your illusions to give them a semi-reality. When you cast an illusion spell at first level or higher, you can choose one inanimate, non-magical object that is a part of the illusion and make that object real. You can do this on your turn as a bonus action while the spell is ongoing. The object remains real for 1 minute. For example, you can create an illusion of a bridge over a chasm and then make it real long enough for your allies to cross. The object can't deal damage or otherwise directly harm anyone. All right.
I think this thing is awesome.
You guys
This
think
is
this might be
great.
good? I
This
feel
is-
like this might
this
be
is-
kind of good.
There's so many ways you
This
can
is-
just break the game with this.
Yeah, the thing is that this is a really interesting ability in that it is one of the very few abilities in the game that really bypasses the rolling structure of the game. So, for instance, if you create an illusion of a metal box around somebody,
I was gonna say a metal cage around someone. I was
Yeah.
thinking the same.
if you create a
example.
metal box around someone, you can just make it real, and they don't get a save. They're just in a metal box now,
They're-
and they have to
they're
get out of
ju-
a metal box.
They're literally just trapped in that adamantine sphere you materialized out of nowhere. You get to
Yeah.
choose the material.
You
Like,
can make it a foot thick.
yeah. The cost of this, doing that, is a first level spell, a single casting of
And a bonus action.
of silent image plus a bonus action. Like, it turns your first level spell slots into just any kind of barrier that you choose. You can do fun like utility shit, like if you're falling. This is very niche, but I always love the idea of just like falling and conjuring giant pillows beneath you to catch you.
Yeah, like
If you got this early in the campaign, you could just this would be you do this the entire campaign. It would be kind of
I would
broken
say
though.
this is like really the ability, right?
Yes.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, like
The whole reason you
obvious-
play this.
Yeah, obviously, like this is the only reason you'll be playing this class, and it's really strong because it just lets you do things in the fiction of the game, and they just happen mechanically, right?
Yeah.
So the reason that oftentimes a spell like Tasha's Hideous Laughter or Hypnotic Pattern gets a lot of value is because it bypasses the numerical structure of the game, and it just like Hypnotic Pattern specifically just locks people down and makes them unable to do things, right? And this is very similar to that.
Yeah, but better because there's no
But better.
save,
There's no save,
and it's
I mean,
it's a
Hypnotic
lower level
Pattern
spell
doesn't have a
slot.
save.
Yeah, it does. Am I wrong?
Hypnotic pattern does have a save, yeah.
There's almost nothing that doesn't have a save that can lock
Oh no,
someone
you're right.
down.
I think you're right. Actually, I think it does have a save,
Yeah, it's AOE.
but it's one save for 1 minute.
yes, it's only the one, assuming they don't.
They
take
don't get
damage.
follow-up saves, which is kind of huge.
Yeah, and I mean, like, this is like one of those few abilities that you get in a class that is like really broadly applicable outside of combat.
Yeah.
It is so easy to imagine being able to get a lot of value out of this outside of combat.
Well, so help me out. I think I'm not the most creative person on the planet. I did play this wizard. I did get value out of it. I will say it felt very fucking cheesy.
You only need box.
Well,
Box
that's
is
the
only-
thing. That's the thing is I mostly just used it as a barrier creator, right?
I mean, in a combat, I think a lot. That's what a lot of what you'll be doing because
Yeah.
it's just so strong. But I mean, like there are other things that you can do, but the reason
But they can't do damage.
But so the reason
They
you
can't do damage.
Yes,
No.
the object cannot deal damage or otherwise directly harm anyone. The so
They're
the
usually
thing, the
just
reason that like
inhibiting them is
it's
good.
hard to think of something off the top of your head is because a lot of that is going to be reliant on the kind of situation that you're in. Like if you're in a situation, for instance, and you're like, oh, we're in prison and we don't have thieves tools to get out. You just conjure some thieves tools.
You can just straight up conjure any tool that you ever want.
Although you're
right.
14th level wizard, you can just fucking dimension door.
Yes, that's also true.
Yeah, but it's cooler this way.
I'm gonna conjure a lockpick, and everyone else is like, "We busted down the wall."
Nah,
you coming?
You're like, I conjured a lockpick. Couldn't you cast knock? Oh.
But any kind of tooling that you could want, you're right.
I am wondering though. Like, it says it can't harm people, but can it heal people? Like, can you just conjure like 50 potions of superior healing?
Wait.
I think it has to be a non-magical object.
And potions are magical.
Yes.
Wait, but that's such
But
a
you
funny
could. I think you
loophole.
could. I think you could realistically make a healer's kit or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say a med kit.
But
That's
like,
true. Not as
in the
powerful
in the
as
case
this
that you
yeah.
need
potions,
one, I
no.
guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you really need a med kit at 14th level,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
when you get down 4 times and your screen is gray.
Yeah. So this is probably the most powerful, one of the most powerful 14th level abilities to my mind.
I mean, yeah, like a free sort of no caveat lock someone in a box is very good.
Yeah.
Like what is somebody going to do to an adamantine box unless they're like a high level wizard, right? If you
You're right.
if you
If
lock
can't-
like a demon in a high level box, what the fuck are they gonna do? They can't break an adamantine box.
It's true.
you'd better have
I mean,
some kind of dispelling
probably
magic, or you're done
that's probably
for.
the strongest use. So we can kind of just evaluate it based on that.
Yeah.
How good is this class if up 1 through 13 doesn't have that, but at 14 it suddenly gets boxy boy magic.
Yeah, isn't that yeah, it's
It's just
what a
obscenely
fucked up
lame.
power. Yeah.
I feel like
It's either C or D to my mind.
I would feel bad putting it in C tier.
I would also feel bad. I think it's not F tier just because it does things that no other wizard can do, and like
It does things that
it does
no
eventually.
other class can really do.
No other, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to do, if you want to mold your illusions like this, you have to be an illusion wizard. If you want to make your illusions a reality, you have to be an illusion wizard. So it can't be. It's just like. It's not 0. It is above 0, so it can't be F tier.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like at 14th level, it's a mile above 0.
It is.
Yeah,
It's just 1 through
it takes
13. It's
so
is effectively
long.
0,
Like, nobody's
so-
gonna get there. It's gonna feel so bad until you get there.
Yeah. I remember.
Okay, that malleable illusion one's like, is that good at all?
You might get use out of it, but you're not getting a lot of value out of
And
it.
you're
I
not
think
going to
you'll
feel
get-
that special for being
I
an
think
illusion
you're
wizard.
gonna
'Cause
get use out of it, but it's not gonna feel that good.
it's not that much better than just being a normal illusion caster, like without specialty.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. School of Invention. Oh, this is gonna be fucky. I'm gonna go put this plate away before we do this.
Okay, invention. Oh, Unearthed Arcana 46. Oh, the next one's gonna be a fun one.
Oh god, wait. After this one,
Yeah.
what comes after this one?
Lore Mastery. Unearthed
Oh
Arcana
no.
26.
Oh no, I remember that one.
It's been a while, so.
I should grab my milkshake. I'll be right back.
Ooh.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Thank you. So, tools of the inventor. Oh, Sean's BRB.
Yeah, he went to get a milkshake.
Hello, I've acquired milkshake.
Nice.
Oh, man. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
I just read the lore for this.
Mm-hmm.
The School of Invention claims credit for inventing the other schools of magic, a claim
What?
other wizards find absurd.
It is absurd.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life, I think.
Yeah.
Wait, but I love that as lore.
That's
This is
very
the
funny.
asshole school.
Yeah, this is absolutely the Redditor school of magic.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, did you know that actually magic is actually divisible into different schools that we invented? We actually created those categorizations. Like, fuck off. Anyway,
Lol.
wizards of this tradition are regarded as savants to their faces, but wizards of other traditions often think of them as lunatics. Many wizards of this tradition are gnomes, alchemists, or both. Blah, 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 blah.
Gnomes.
Just like see someone use an an illusion spell. Did you know that I actually invented that spell? Okay, at second level, you gain proficiency with two tools of your choice.
Good day, buddy.
Yep. And then that's it. That's it for that feature. At second level, you also get Arcano-Mechanical Armor. You gain proficiency with light armor and gain a suit of Arcano-Mechanical Armor, a magic item that only you can attune to. While you are attuned to it and wearing it, it grants you resistance to force damage. All right. The armor is light armor and provides an AC of 12 plus your dexterity modifier. It weighs 8 pounds. You can create a new suit of it at the end of a long rest by touching a non-magical suit of studded leather armor, which magically transforms it. Doing so removes the magic from your previous Arcano-Mechanical Armor, turning it into non-magical studded leather. Also at second level, you get Reckless Casting. You can attempt to cast a spell you don't have prepared. Oh my.
What the fuck?
When you use this ability, you use your action and choose one of the following options. Roll on the Reckless Casting table for cantrips and cast the resulting spell as part of this action.
Why have I not played this? Why have I not played this? This looks so fun.
And the other option is expend a spell slot and roll twice on the Reckless Casting table for its level or the 5th level table if the slot is 6th level or higher. Pick which of the two results you want to use and cast the resulting spell as part of this action. Oh my god. Okay. And they, all right, so let's see. We've got cantrips. I don't give a shit about cantrips. You know what cantrips are. Burning Hands, Chromatic Orb, Color Spray, Fairy Fire, False Life, Fog Cloud, Jump, Magic Missile, Thunder Wave. And then 10 is roll twice and cast each spell, but if you roll another 10 on either die, you cast nothing, wasting your action. Lol.
Oh.
Second level is Blur, Darkness, Enlarge, Reduce, Gust of Wind, Invisibility, Levitate, Melf's Acid, Arrow, Scorching Ray, Shatter. Third level, Blink, Fear, Feign Death, Fireball, Fly, Gaseous Form, Lightning Bolt, Sleet Storm, Stinking Cloud. Wow, that's a 2 out of 10. That's a 1/5 chance of casting a blaster spell, a good blaster spell.
Yeah.
Blight, confuse. I mean, but you would always have Fireball prepared, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, yes, I guess you could always try and gamble for the 10 and then cast Fireball and Lightning Bolt. Can you imagine?
You do have you have two chances, so.
Blight, Confusion, Everett Black Tentacles, Fire Shield, Greater Invisibility, Ice Storm, Phantasmal Killer, Stone Skin, Wall of Fire, Cloud Kill, Cone of Cold, Destructive Wave, Flame Strike, Hold Monster, Insect Plague, Mass Cure Wounds, Wall of Force, and Wall of Stone. Oh my.
So if you're in desperate need of heals, you can expend a 5th level or higher spell slot. Just gamble for your Mass Cure Wounds.
Outside of that spell, do you get any benefit for this gamble rather than just casting the spell?
Technically, you are getting an expanded prepared spell list.
You have a randomly generated spell list that you can pull from. You just don't get that big of a choice in terms of what you're casting.
I really haven't had a problem with number of prepared spells on my wizards though.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Because-
a lot of these spells you would have prepared
Yeah,
anyway.
like, so rather than cast one of the good spells that you've chosen to prepare because it's good, you could roll on the table and maybe cast a good spell that you probably could have just chosen and prepared.
Hey, don't cast Fireball. You could roll a random third level spell. It could be anything. It could even be a Fireball.
It could be a fireball +1.
Yeah, don't prepare the fireball because you might roll on it. Oh,
It's
God.
not +1, is it?
Well, if you roll a 10, you roll twice and cast each spell.
Yes, but if you roll a 10, you then have a 1 in 10 chance followed by another 1 in 10 chance of not casting anything.
Any spells at all? That'd be so funny. Can you imagine the
On
double
either
10s?
day. On either
The
day.
triple 10. Oh,
Just
God.
waste your 10 can just waste your turn.
Now, does that even out to be about like one spell per use of this? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it averages out to one until even without that.
I would
that
totally
last
play this
feature.
because it seems fun. But this seems
You
mechanically
thought this was a
very
spell
bad.
cast plus these spells? Is it not? No. So using your action is attempting to cast a randomly generated spell from this table.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up, there's no benefit to this. Not yet. I'm assuming
It wouldn't
they'll
let
add
you just
something.
get bonus spells.
Well, yeah, but I figured they would let you get something, but I really don't think they do. At least not at the level that you learn this. I'm sort of assuming that eventually they'll give you something.
I can see why the tables are like this because they need things to be general enough to be broadly usable.
Yes. Yeah.
They can't just put in like random utility spells like knock in here because that would make the table worse.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
The thing is that even if you wanted to take only utility spells as a wizard, you can prepare and know so many spells as a wizard that there's going to be overlap anyway. So like there's not that big of a point to just like this, and like a lot of these spells are not that good. And there's not a real benefit because a 1 in 10 chance of casting 2 spells is like all right, but then after that there's a further 1 in 10 chance twice that you can just do nothing. So you cast 1 spell, but you go through a lot of steps to do it, and it's probably not going to be a spell that you want to cast.
Like,
I remember I made a class, the Nilbog class, and they had a similar feature to this, but I don't believe you got 2 choices. Like I don't believe you had the roll twice and take the one you want. It was more random where you just rolled once and got it. But the tables were like +1. If you cast if you expended a 2nd level spell slot, you rolled on the 3rd level spell table. So that was the benefit. You cast a spell 1 level higher than what you expended, but it's going to be a random spell, so it's most likely just not going to be exactly what you want.
There's
But that's how there was some power into it.
This is the School of Invention Wizard. It is an Unearthed Arcana from Unearthed Arcana 47.
Next time we're going even older.
At 6th level, you learn to channel magic through your Arcana mechanical armor to augment spells in a variety of ways. When you cast a spell while wearing that armor and attuned to it, you can expend 1 additional spell slot of 1st or 2nd level to alter the spell. The effect depends on the spell slot you expend. A 1st level slot allows you to manipulate the spell's energy. When you cast a spell that deals acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage, you can substitute that damage type for another one from that list.
Neat. I kind of like that.
Sorcerers, TMCR.
Expending a 1st level spell slot just to change your damage type. At some point, you'll have plenty of those.
True.
Oh wait, no, you only ever get 4. This doesn't let you spend like a 2nd level to change your damage type.
Oh, that's true.
yep.
A 2nd level slot increases the spell's raw force. If you roll damage for the spell when you cast it, increase that damage by 2d10 damage against one of the spell's targets. Your choice this turn.
1.
Did you guys also have the that's
No, I didn't get my fucking hopes up. I knew.
That would be a
You knew it was coming,
39. That'd be a 39 damage fireball at 6th level.
That's actually, yeah, that would be really strong. But it's against one target, which is like not terrible, honestly.
Yeah.
Like
Although
at sixth level, it's a lot more usable than at 10th.
Yeah, but maximized fireball is 48 or
Please.
40. Yeah,
No,
48
Josh.
damage.
I think I have to disagree. Please don't spend a second level spell slot to cast 2d10.
Oh shit, you're
more
right. You have
damage.
to actually spend a spell slot. Never mind. This ability sucks ass.
Yes.
2d10,
yes.
2d10. But like it's
God.
one target. If it was multiple targets, there's chances where this is good.
Uh-huh.
I was say if it was
Because of
multiple
action
targets,
economy.
I actually probably would expend that second
Yeah.
level spell slot.
Yeah, I might.
Because it's you save action economy.
Yep, but I'm not saying you won't do this, but I'm saying the value is very, very low.
Yeah, I mean,
It's pretty ass.
it is not that good. It's like
First
at
level
this-
one's fine, but
I mean,
you could
at
also.
this level, 11 damage is like one half of a fighter's normal attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. At 10th level, you have attained a greater mastery of spell preparation. As a bonus action, you can replace one spell you have prepared with another spell from your spell book, and you can't use this ability again until you finish a short or long rest. 10th level?
Huh.
Like that's
See, I
I think it's
actually
an,
like.
I think it's an okay feature. Like I think this is a good quality of life feature.
Yeah.
Just being able to pull any spell from your spell book.
Oh my god, I love these
10th
kinds of
level
features.
feels so
Yeah.
late, and you can use it once per short rest.
I like it, but it needs more at 10th level.
I think you only need one, and I think you only need one per short rest, probably. But you often don't.
You're not
even,
going to use this often.
But you don't even need that one all the time, so you don't
I would
always
much
get
rather
value.
I would much rather have this at 6th level and then have my 10th level feature be something else.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing. I do wish this was earlier,
At that time,
but
you have a lot of spell slots. Well, you have a lot of spells prepared because wizards get to know and prepare a lot of spells. But you know, you will run into a situation, most likely at least once in a game, where you just don't have the spell prepared because it's a really weird niche spell, and like nobody wants to keep a niche spell prepared for like 8 years on the off chance that it's useful.
I want to do the what's the math on this? So you can prepare at 10th level, assuming max int, you can prepare 15 spells, I believe.
So. Yeah.
And at 10th level, your spell book will have
25, I think.
9 times 2 plus 6, which is 20.
Yeah.
Or is that 18 plus
Start
Maybe 20.
6. 24.
24.
Yes.
'Cause it's-
that.
So
9
Ow.
times 2 plus 6.
So you'll have 15 of your 24 spells prepared. So yeah, there's 9 other spells, and if you need one of those, this will let you get
And I
access
think-
to it
and I
in
think-
a pinch.
And I think like half of those are going to be rituals. Like 5 of those are going to be rituals. So it's really you have like 4 extra spells that you don't have prepared.
Yeah, that's assuming you're not copying stuff in. Right. I'm now
play
realizing my brain was like, doesn't a wizard have just all of the spells? And no, that was just our wizards because of some bullshit we did.
Realistically, though, the DM should be letting the wizard copy some spells. That is a core part of the wizard
Is a
class.
core part of the wizard, yes.
That's true. So you'll have, put it this way, you'll have at least 24 spells.
Yeah. Yeah, there's uses for this. I don't think it's that strong though.
No, it's nice to have though.
Yeah.
But
Well,
at 10th
14th
level,
level.
it does feel a little late for that. Mm-hmm. Okay, at 14th level, your ability to improvise magic grows stronger. Whenever you roll on a reckless casting table for a spell other than a cantrip, you roll on the table that is one level higher than the expended
go.
spell slot. There you go.
Ah!
Now you can use it for something, which is
a little late.
spell slot
a little-
efficiency, which feels
At
like
14th level.
Spell
it
slot
feels like
efficiency
you
is something
don't
that's
really need it at this level.
it's relevant early levels and not relevant at 14.
Yes, agreed.
This would be an extremely fun ability at 6th level.
God, yeah.
Yeah, I would happily like pay a little cheaper for the random chance of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so honestly, like the power level of this is 14. This is shockingly low. So what it gives you, it's a stunning.
To me, the thing about this class is there's just like a couple of weird things about this class, which is one, the fact that there's just this Arcana mechanical armor in here that seems to exist for really no purpose other than to give you 12 plus your Dex mod AC when you can just cast
agree.
Mage armor and get 13 plus your Dex mod, and it's like it's a first level spell slot. Who gives a shit really? And like
Yeah.
you're a
And
wizard,
this
you're probably
requires-
gonna be
this-
casting it anyway.
This thing requires one of your attunement slots, so later game you'll probably just stop attuning to it.
But it gives you resistance to force damage.
Yeah,
Whoop-de
that's
fucking
really
do.
powerful. Like the thing is that I feel like this class is really suffering from the fact that they try to balance it and it's not volatile enough as a result.
Yeah. There needs to be a reward for taking chances. Because
There needs to be a reward, and also just like the thing is they didn't want to give you that much of a reward, and they also didn't really want to give you that much of a risk to it. Like obviously there is just the kind of latent risk in like expending a spell slot for a spell that you don't know what it's going to be, but like I feel like it would be way more interesting if this Arcana Mechanical Armor was something like actually that provided you some kind of benefit. For instance, if you could cast spell slots of a spell level that is higher than the slot you're doing, but there's a chance that it explodes and deals force damage. But hey, look at that! You're resistant to force damage. The class interacts with itself. Anyway, how are we feeling about this one?
Second level, it gets effectively light armor proficiency and some light armor.
And you can randomly cast spells for some reason.
Yeah, and you can basically do nothing because even if you are using
really
it's not powerful. Yeah. So second level, they kind of get nothing besides light armor proficiency.
This is like a worse version of the Chaos Sorcerer somehow.
Yeah. Sixth level, what do they get?
Sixth level is when they get this that you're never gonna do. You can change damage types or do 2d10 damage to one target with a second level spell slot.
Oh god, that's right.
Like what? Like
Yeah, they get the sorcerer meta magic for more expensive.
It's way more expensive. It's so much more expensive.
10th level they can swap out a thing. That's nice. And then 14th level they get. Is this F or is it D?
I don't think it's an F tier class, but I don't think it's high. I don't think it's a C tier class either.
I feel like this is worse than divination.
I don't know. I think they're pretty equal.
I think this class basically gets nothing until like 10th level.
You get a spell slot for not mage armoring, maybe.
Yeah. So in other words, you get light armor proficiency.
Yes. You get light armor proficiency. Great.
Yeah, like whoop-de fucking do. If only there was some other way they could. like divination is there because it has a good feature that it gets at level 2 and then gets absolutely nothing else. I don't think this one gets a good feature until level 10.
No.
I mean, the 6th level feature is a lot better than the divination 6th level feature.
True. You might actually use it. Yeah, you're right.
Well, maybe it is F tier.
I'm okay putting it in F tier. Let's go to oh god.
What do you think, Sean? Though
I think F is reasonable.
Okay, let's talk about lore mastery, which is an Arcana 29. It's an arcane tradition fixated on understanding the underlying mechanics of magic.
I'm excited for this one.
At second level, you become a compendium of knowledge on a vast array of topics. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make that uses its arcana, history, nature, or religion skill if you are proficient in that skill.
Level 2, 4 expertises.
Yeah. In addition, your analytical abilities are so well honed that your initiative in combat can be driven by mental agility rather than physical agility. When you roll initiative, it is either an intelligence check or a dexterity check for you. Your choice.
So that is 2 really strong features. Like, how long does it take for a rogue to get 4 expertises, by the way?
I have
like
to
level
check.
6?
Do you think level 6? Maybe.
Maybe 6 or 10.
How many do they get total anyway?
I'm looking it up.
Let's see. Expertise. You get 2 at 6th level. And then is that
Can
it?
we get some earlier than that?
Yeah, you also get 2 more at 1.
Oh, 2 at 1.
I'm so good
2 at
at
1,
this.
2 at 6.
Okay, and that's it?
Yep.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
you have as many expertises as a rogue ever gets at level 2.
Mm-hmm.
and you get them all. And notice all 4 of these are int skills.
Yep.
So you are going to be incredibly good at these int skills.
And
I think
you get intelligence initiative rolls.
Yeah, that's just fucking nuts.
Which is so good on any sort of caster.
Oh my god, yeah. You want to go first? Anything initiative is bump initiative is good, and int initiative is the dream.
Second level, you master the first in a series of arcane secrets uncovered by your extensive studies. When you cast a spell with a spell slot and that spell deals acid, cold, fire, force, lightning, necrotic, radiant, or thunder damage, you can substitute that damage type with one other type from that list. You can change only one damage type per casting of a spell. You replace one energy type for another by altering the spell's formula as you cast it. When you cast a spell with a spell slot and the spell requires a saving throw, you can change the saving throw from one ability score to another of your choice. Once you change the saving throw this way, you can't do so again until you finish a short or long rest.
The person who made this has no idea what the fuck balance is.
Not even remotely.
Oh my god. Like, the first level feature, like, it's all those extra damage types that aren't even, like, elemental. Holy shit. And there's no cost. Infinite uses, no cost, whenever you want. All the damage types.
The thing about being able to change your damage type on the fly is that it is essentially a way of negating resistance and immunity. Like, so long as something is resistant or immune to one damage type and not to all of the other ones, then you will always deal the proper amount of damage with a spell.
And the amazing part is that's not even the strongest part of their second level feature.
No, it's not.
Their second level feature. I think they're pretty happy with making every one of their spells be an int save.
God.
Yes, they are.
God.
Like,
oh my god.
To be fair, this was written in a time when int saves were very uncommon, and in the preceding books since, they have added a lot of other int spells. But int spells are good because most people don't have high intelligence.
No, and you can turn any save or suck spell that you want into an int save, or, you know, if they are smart, a strength save or a charisma save.
Right.
If you can read your enemy and guess which stats they have not a lot of, which is not super difficult, the odds of them failing the save go up. There's so many spells that are like, this would be good, except it's a con save and everything is high con. Just like deletes that. Like, it's just gone.
Like, imagine, let's take this as an example. Like, if you're trying to cast, make an ancient red dragon, make a con save, his save, and you change it to an int save. His con save is a +16. His int save is a +4. That is effectively a +12 to your saving throw DC. Isn't that like? Isn't a legendary item +3? Isn't that so? This is 4 legendary items, and this is level 2.
Yeah,
this is an extreme example, but that. But this will apply at a smaller scale to every creature at no cost. Infinite uses.
Yeah, most creatures do have one stat that they are weak in, because that's usually how stat blocks are balanced.
Yeah.
So
so on top of that, do you want to talk about the cheese, or did they patch that out?
Which one?
The hold person or hold monster cheese.
Oh, the infinite.
So hold person is a wisdom save, or they get paralyzed. If you change that to a strength saving throw, they get paralyzed. Paralyzed condition, the creature automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws.
They obviously didn't patch it out because this is still in Unearthed Arcana.
Yes, so if they fail the initial strength saving throw, they will then fail every single subsequent saving throw to free themselves from a hold person. They cannot succeed for the full duration.
Yeah.
This is likely why they never printed it, because they really don't like those interactions, which is why they patched
it's bad.
the disease spell, the contagion spell.
I mean, there's so many reasons why they never printed it. Like this, ignoring the other 3 features that, in my opinion, are already also way too strong. Like, this feature alone makes S tier. If the rest of the class was blank.
Tris, that's probably how they would patch it, but they don't mention that in the description. Because I was thinking the same thing, right? They don't say it's just the first save.
True.
There's an argument when you cast the spell, you can change the saving throw, and then on subsequent turns, you're not casting it again. So that's up to interpretation, I guess. But that was one of the cheeses that I heard described. Hard to say for sure, though.
It's okay. You can still just do contagion cheese anyway.
It's still fucking good, yeah.
It's
Okay.
insane.
While the spell secrets feature offers increased versatility at the table, its effects can be difficult to spot by other players. If you're playing a savant, take a moment to describe how you alter your spells. Oh wait, this is just like
This
a
is flavor.
flavor block.
This is them do the thing where it's, you know, lightning fireball and describe the lightning, which
Yeah.
Listen, I'm fine. I like that they wrote that down, but I think everyone
That's fine.
already would
I don't
do
know
that.
I don't know why you put it in under a heading, but whatever. Sixth
is
level,
weird.
alchemical casting. Didn't the last one have alchemical casting also? Yes. They keep trying this shit.
You're right. At 6th level,
You learn to augment spells in a variety of ways. When you cast a spell with a spell slot, you can expend one additional spell
Second
slot to
level one.
augment its effects for the casting, mixing the raw stuff of magic into your spell to amplify it. The effect depends on the slot you expend. An additional
Oh my
first level
God.
spell slot can increase the spell's raw force.
Every target.
Oh, every target.
oh no.
Oh god, first level spell slot. Oh, they really they tried to make this balanced for the one that came
Later.
18 subclasses later. 18 until kind of later, but yeah, that's nuts. Additional second level spot can increase the spell's range. If the range is at
Look
least
how
30
far.
feet, it becomes 1 mile. What? Huh? Why?
That's so excessive.
Can you imagine just
wrote
like
this?
walking
Every
along?
single feature is overtuned. Everyone. Not a single feature is even balanced yet.
Can you imagine walking through the forest and you get hit with a fireball from some fucking asshole wizard who's a mile away?
I want to point out we've gone through 6 different features right now, and every single one feels like it's on an S tier class. And then,
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, and
we're
with
not
a
even
third
at
level
14.
with a third level spell slot, you can increase the spell's save DC by 2.
that's the only one
What?
that feels. I don't know. That's the only one that feels that feels more balanced because
Third levels are
third
useful.
level's pretty expensive.
Yeah,
And-
you
pretty
wouldn't do it at 6th level.
And you have no need for save DCs because why would you do that to increase your save DC by 2 when you can increase your save DC by like 8 for free by just changing the
Listen,
saving
you can
throw
only
type?
do that once
Because-
per short rest. After that, you have to use this.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
you're right.
Yep.
Oh, hey,
And
look.
also, eventually, you don't have that many.
At 10th level,
eventually, you have enough third levels.
At 10th
True,
level, as a
which you
bonus
just
action,
spam them, like-
you can replace one spell that you've prepared with another from your spell book.
Huh. That
Fair.
seems familiar.
Seems like a decent.
I knew
little
I'd read
nice
that.
quality of life feature.
I knew that feature sounded familiar when you read it, but I was like sure that I hadn't read that subclass. That's so funny.
And at 14th level,
This is the weakest feature of. This is their weakest feature. Their 10th level feature.
Yeah, and it's still good. You'd still take it.
At 14th level, your knowledge of magic allows you to duplicate almost any spell. As a
my
bonus
God.
action, you call to mind the ability to cast one spell of your choice from any class's spell list. The spell must be of a level for which you have spell slots. You mustn't have it prepared, and you follow the normal rules for casting it, including expending a spell slot. If the spell isn't a wizard spell, it counts as a wizard spell when you cast it. The ability to cast the spell vanishes from your mind when you cast it, or when the current turn ends. You can't use this feature again until you finish a long rest.
That's so fucking broken.
Why? Who wrote this?
Is there any discussion to be needed, or can we just put this in its own tier already?
I was thinking the same thing.
No discussion
It- it-
needed.
it's not S tier. Yeah, it needs its own tier.
Yeah,
lower
you're
tier.
right. You're right. You're right.
It's
L
it
tier.
outclasses the other S tiers by a mile.
Every single feature was. Yeah, we don't need. Do we need to discuss that being able to cast any spell in the entire game, including other 9th level spells from other lists, is really fucking good?
Just so disgusting. Like, just so disgusting.
Did like an 8-year-old write this one and be like, I want it to be stronger, big numbers, more power.
This
The-
is
the
this is
only-
like the one time that Wizards of the Coast shows their hand and like it's like that comic where it's just like looking
This
at
is what
all
they
the
want
children
wizards to be like.
Right. There's like looking at all their children like I love all of you equally, and then pulls Wizard aside. It's actually you by a lot.
Oh my god. What are you gonna name? What are we gonna name this tier?
L.
Bullshit tier.
No, L tier. Come on.
L.
Well, I think there's a chance we might get another edition, but we don't know yet.
Why is the L offset?
That's a you probably put a space,
or the beginning.
It's fine.
I'm not gonna question it.
It works.
I think
L tier. L tier is good.
L tier.
L.
I think the only thing I will say about this is that, to be fair, I think all of these features are one use per short or long rest.
They're one use for short or long rest, though.
Is permanent.
4 expertise is permanent.
Intelligence on initiative is permanent.
Oh fuck! I forgot.
Changing your damage type is permanent.
Is permanent.
God, I forgot to get into initiative. That's just
initiative.
What about the 6th
Nobody
level
said
features?
it's Dex initiative.
The 6th level, you can do as many times as you want. You can
have spell
make
slots.
mile-long spells. You can as many times as you want. You could make your AOE spells just straight up do a lot more damage.
Yeah. Okay.
You can as many. You could make your DC higher.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No.
Hey, remember that thing where we said about Fireball would be really, really good if you added 2d10 to it?
Yeah.
And hit every target.
It was very funny timing. Yes. We did these in exactly the right order. My God.
I think these two classes share a lot of DNA. They probably put this in Arthakona 29, and they received a bunch of survey responses that were like, "Hey wizards, what the fuck?" And they're like, "Whoa, okay."
I honestly think this one is gonna destroy Theurgy Wizard. Like, I think this, like,
yeah.
I'll get to that. Like, Theurgy Wizard's not gonna be able to compare to this.
Theurgy Wizard, a lowly S tier class.
Yeah, but Theurgy Wizard might be beyond S tier. We'll have to find out. We'll see.
God, our tier list is gonna get so bloated.
Yeah, well,
fucking wizards.
There's a lot of wizards.
We'll see.
Mage of Lorehold. So this is you learn Sacred Flame, comprehend languages, you learn additional spells. Each of these spells counts as a class spell for you. If you are a wizard, you can add these spells to your spell book upon learning them without expending any gold and prepare them as normal. So this is just more spells for your spell book. Knock, locate objects, speak with dead, spirit guardians, arcane eye, stone shape, destructive wave, legend lore. The only one you're really going to care about here is spirit guardians, probably. I mean, I guess it's nice to have locate object without having to learn it. I don't know. I don't think wizards tend to have problems with knowing spells.
I was gonna say destructive wave is nice because it ignores allies, but then again, it comes from you, so maybe not. Maybe that's a little risky.
Just fireball your friends. This one is the one that gets the Ancient Companion, which we've discussed a couple of times now. It can provide temporary hit points. It can attack people. Let's see. Extra healing. Oh, that's right. I remember now. It's always really good because of the ad that you get. The spells are better on other classes because wizards just get to add them to the book rather than just like knowing them. But War Echoes and History's Whims is where it was really strong. Because War Echoes is the one that gives a target vulnerability to the damage type until the end of the target's next turn.
Yeah, that one was really good.
It's pretty strong. You can use it a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus for some reason.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's just nuts. Also, I think a wizard is pretty happy with Spirit Guardians and Destructive Wave, but like they have other things, so it's not that much power level for them.
Yeah, I think Spirit Guardians is pretty good for.
It is good.
Yeah, for the spell slot, it's like pretty efficient.
Depending on like if you can actually like get use out of it, it'll be more valuable than Fireball even. But like you need to like get like 3 rounds of it. But of course, the second turn after you cast it, you can fireball while it's up. So
Yeah.
like Spirit Guardian is an amazing spell. It's just not usable in every situation like fireball is.
And
No.
and it's on a wizard, which also has other amazing spells. But you're right. It has its place. Really, is what
Apply
it is.
fireball
yeah.
directly to
Even on the wizard
mobs.
list, it has a place.
Oh yeah, and the companion is always amazing. We've talked about the companion a lot. It's just having another party member that's beefy and it does stuff. I don't know.
War Echo is obviously just way too strong.
Yeah, War Echoes is the vulnerability. Oh, that's the one that makes it broken.
It's so gross.
Yeah,
It's such a gross ability.
What is
we
this
do have
one
to
do?
we do have to analyze this like more carefully. Let's see. Just so we remember exactly what it does. Once per turn, when a creature you can see hits a target with an attack roll, you can use your reaction to force the target to make a Wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC. On a failure, that target becomes vulnerable to one of the damage types dealt by the attack. For instance, like slashing if they got hit by a sword or something. This vulnerability lasts until the end of the target's next turn and affects damage dealt by the triggering attack. Yeah, so you want to do this if the turn order is favoring you. Like if the target's up next, don't do this.
Yes, yeah.
You get a ton of uses of this, and it's totally worth your reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I think we figured out the optimal use case for this for like Warlock was to just do force damage. For Wizard, you ideally want I assume you ideally want like another caster, right? What do you think? To do if they did fire damage, then you could also make them vulnerable to fire.
Yeah, I think
or is a better
that would
case
be...
for this just making all your martial casts with piercing or slashing just
I think it would
slap together.
It would probably depend on your party composition. Like if you have 2 and 2, I think in general I have to math it. Probably have to math it out actually.
The marshals might be better actually because they're good single target.
I was saying at 11th level, a marshal can really output a lot of damage. Especially if you have a fighter, especially who has at 11th level 3 attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait,
I mean,
what level? Hold on. What?
If you can use this, sorry. If you can use this and you have 3 marshals or something, or any number of marshals, and they all get the use out of this if the turn order is favoring them, this is pretty similar to just give each of your marshals an action surge for 1 turn.
Yeah. It's
that's fucking nuts, and you can use this every turn because if you just keep using your reaction. Imagine if your entire party of marshals had action surge every turn. It's
How
just
many
insane.
uses you get out of this?
Equal to your proficiency bonus.
Oh my god.
So
at 10th level you have 4
2
uses, I
times 2.
believe.
So if we assume like a fighter had a D10 weapon, that would be 126 damage if your fighter hit all their attacks on average.
Oh god, if you had 3 fighters?
If you had 3 fighters, that's 378 damage.
And normally it would be half that, so I guess just divide that by 2 and that's how much damage this feature is doing per turn.
Yeah, that's a lot of effective damage there.
So that's what is that, 190 damage every time you use your reaction? I think your reaction for 190 damage is pretty good.
I think that's pretty good too. And if you have a different split,
I want to rein back this 3 fighter bullshit party. Okay,
okay.
Slow down there, guys.
All right, fine.
If
half
for instance,
half that, and make it like shitty barbarians. And
there
like,
you go. It's still amazing. I agree.
It's still 100 damage.
I just don't want to get fucking called on. They're like, we're rating shit based on 3 fighters in a party. Like, what?
To be fair, if you had a party of only wizards and 1 wizard cast, let's say Firebolt, that's 5.5 times 3, 16.5. Well, okay, so it has to be an attack roll.
Why would you have a party of 3 wizards?
Shut up. And then let's say 3 fireballs after that. It's about comparable. It's just more resources, but you're also a wizard, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, you can definitely get a lot of value out of this, as long as you're targeting the right damage types. The only thing about this that makes it less favorable for casters is because it has to be an attack roll to trigger it.
Yes. So it loses a lot of value on spell casts, but aside from that,
But I mean,
Like,
hey,
very
if,
good.
if you
how
if
many
you s-
parties don't have 3 people that do some sort of melee or martial damage? Like,
yeah. Also, like, you know, if you at 11th level, your fighter just happens to have like, I don't know, like a sword of some kind, maybe a flame tongue, you know.
well, the fire damage doesn't get doubled.
Well, no, but what you do is you choose the fire damage, and so it doubles only the fire damage.
I think you're still better off choosing slashing.
That might be true. I think it's a
Most of the damage from a flame tongue still comes from the pierces than the slashing.
so I think you can actually add your strength to the fire damage and not the
What?
slashing damage.
Really?
I think you
that
can
doesn't
choose
seem
which.
right.
I think you can choose which damage type you apply it to.
Let's
Okay,
look this up.
that does sound
We
familiar.
will have to look it up.
Doesn't. That's interesting. It doesn't really affect the power level of this class, in my opinion, but that is interesting.
No, I'm preempting that this is also beyond S tier. Like,
Oh no.
and yet I think it's a tier below Lorehold.
I know. I don't.
I already think Lorehold is gonna make us have 2 tiers above S.
No, we can't.
Yes, we can.
We can do whatever.
No
we
one
want,
can
can't
stop
we?
us.
The list is so busted already.
No, it was going so well.
I don't give a shit. I'm here for accuracy, not your feelings.
Can-
Whoa.
oh my
God
god,
damn.
what a quote! Holy shit. I was AFK grabbing burger during this. What did the other? Can you sum up what the other stuff had that made this class amazing?
Well, it has the minion.
It has the
which
minion.
This is the
another-
minion one.
Yes.
I thought this was the minion one, and then
So far-
and then you read that feature, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I must be mistaken. They wouldn't give that to
No.
the minion one.
No, they gave that to the minion one.
Let me tell you this. So far, every single class that has gotten Mage of Lorehold has stood alone in its own tier.
Oh no!
Except
This
for
might-
in Wizards when the big dick dog lore mastery comes swinging in.
And Lore Mastery might be better. Can we let's think about Lore Mastery.
We actually have great Lore Mastery now.
Lore Mastery is selfish, right? Because most of its
Yes.
features just makes the wizard itself absolutely nutty, fucking nutty.
Mhm.
Like, meanwhile, Lorehold is nuts because you have another party member. That doesn't make you stronger. You just have another party member, and you can make your entire party do double damage.
Yeah. Compared that to almost guaranteed failed saves.
Oh, that's
I
so
act-
good.
Almost guaranteed failed saves. Intelligence on initiative.
4 expertises.
4 expertise.
I kind
Any
of-
damage type on your weapon.
Swapping damage types infinitely. More
kind of-
damage on AoEs.
I kind
I'll
of
stop
think that Dan is right. I think
range.
lore mastery is a tier above it.
I can't believe this, but you might be correct. Oh.
you think I'm correct?
Pain.
They for
are-
a second there.
I
For
think-
a second there, I thought that maybe they were in the same tier, and then we started listing the lore mastery stuff, and it was like,
So yeah. So
fuck.
the thing is that
Oh,
they are.
we didn't even talk about Lore Master's ability to take any spell.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
correct. So like the thing is that like they fulfill different roles in that Mage of Lorehold is extreme party utility, and then Lore Mastery is extremely selfish, right? And the question is like how do you compare those two things? But I feel like the amount of utility that you give yourself in Lore Mastery is actually somehow even more than the amount of party utility you get from Lorehold, which is just disgusting.
That's pretty baffling.
Yeah,
Like,
because
okay.
I mean, Lorehold lets you decimate someone, but Lorehold the bonus damage only happens to that one target, and he's gonna get yeeted anyway.
Right. So that is kind of what I was gonna kind of bring up though, which is that War Echoes is a really really strong ability,
And they
you
can succeed the save.
You can use it a bunch of times.
Ooh.
Yes, they have
Or
to
legendary
make a saving
resistance.
throw, or make a legendary resistance, right? So it's not necessarily guaranteed that you'll get it. But also it at the end of the day it just cranks damage, which obviously is good. But Lorehold lets you use spells that bypass damage entirely, right? So if you hold person or what, if you hold monster or whatever, and they fail the strength save and they're like auto failing for the rest of time, right? You've effectively circumvented the numerical structure of the game, which is inherently powerful, right? Like,
yeah.
oof.
I'm looking at our list and I'm seeing Bladesinger Artificer as the cutoff of balance. Like that's as strong as things should be. And and Mage of Lorehold goes too far, and Lore Master goes obviously way further.
Yeah. Oh, I'm almost willing to put Mage of Lorehold in S tier, to be fair, but
Really,
Bladesinger, Artificer, it's just straight up better than Artificer. God damn it!
it's just so good. I think Wizard, it's gotta have 2 tiers up there.
What the fuck are we gonna call? Okay, we're gonna call it Lorehold tier.
You could,
Is there a second Strixhaven?
you could propose to just shunt everything down and just delete it.
No.
But I think we figured out that Abjuration felt like it was 2 tiers above stuff like illusion.
Okay,
and
so
divination.
I was gonna say my kind of thing here is gonna be really funny when we end this tier list and there's nothing in C tier.
It feels like there could be. It feels like there could be.
So
yeah,
this is the
would be
way
fun,
that
though.
I kind of feel about it, is that I think that you're actually right, Dan. I think that Artificer and Bladesinger are like the sort of maximum power that a class should be allowed to have, and anything beyond that is like is essentially like a bug, right? It's essentially game breaking in a way, or it's like activating a cheat code or like buying DLC in a video game. You know, this is like pay to win, right? So I feel like they do deserve their own tiers, because you shouldn't be running these unless you have explicit permission to be a broken person.
Oh my god!
Yep.
I love the Lore Hold tier, Lore Master tier.
This is perfect.
Oh, can we swap the colors though? Because we've always had gray to be the one right above S.
Yeah, Strixhaven tier has always been. I guess it wasn't always Strixhaven tier. There was that one time that was the cleric.
I mean, for Warlock, it was explicitly Lorehold tier. It was called Lorehold tier.
Yeah, that checks.
And it was gray, and now we have Lorehold tier that is gray, and then above that we have Lore
Master.
Yeah.
You simply hold the lore? Pathetic amateur bullshit.
My God.
This is the difference between this is the difference between like somebody who like owns a property and like rents it out, and like a corporation that owns like 8 properties.
Wow.
Okay, Mage of Prismari. This one is creative skills and kinetic artistry. Proficiency in 2 skills of your choice: acrobatics, athletics, nature, or performance. This is the one that lets you dash as a bonus action.
Okay.
Icy water swirls around you until the end of your turn. You can move across the surface of water as if it were harmless, solid ground. Additionally, when you leave a space within 5 feet of a creature, you can force that creature to make a strength saving throw against your spell save DC. On a failed save, the creature is knocked prone. A creature can be affected by the water only once each turn. Then there's Flame Wreaths. Each creature within 5 feet of you makes a dex save. On a fail, the creature takes fire damage with a 1d4 plus spellcasting mod. And then you can move through the space of other creatures. You do not provoke opportunity attacks. If you end your turn inside a creature space, you are pushed into the nearest unoccupied space, etc. Then you get, at 6th level, resistance to 1 elemental damage type. Cold, fire, or lightning.
And when you cast a spell of that type, do you get anything there? Each creature of your choice has resistance to it. We're sort of rushing through these because we've done them before, but I do think we need to read through them because I don't fucking remember what half these abilities are.
This is the one that had a 5-foot like aura of resistance, but 5 feet is so small that
It's pointless.
it's functionally
basically
just
personal
for you.
resistance.
This was a personal resistance was our ruling. You're right, basically.
This one gets proficiency in 2 skills that are not very good for a wizard, as opposed to getting expertise in 4 wizard skills.
Yep.
Listen, we still take skills. We still take
Skills are still nice, but like
We've
acrobatics,
been
athletics,
ruined.
nature,
We've been
performance are
ruined by lore mastery.
not exactly the best choices. Like nature, there is
Well,
an
that's fair.
int one, and you might take like fucking acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Yeah, why not? And
Nobody says a wizard can't backflip.
Sorry, did one
yeah,
the first?
the Thunderlight Jaunt is the one we should talk about. All
Okay,
right?
thank you. I was like, there's got to be one in there that's good. Hold on.
Yeah.
Move through and you don't provoke opportunity attacks.
Yes, it
This is
a
bonus
bonus action. You can dash as a bonus action. When you take this bonus action, choose one of the following additional effects. So just dashing as a
Oh.
bonus action. I believe
Fine.
you can do.
Good even.
Is that forever, or is that also tied into the number of the proficiency
Number of
bonus
proficiency
uses?
bonuses.
No,
Yeah,
I
it's
was
fine.
wondering if you could dash as a bonus action infinite times and it just doesn't get the bonus effect.
No,
Probably not.
it's no.
I read the whole feature. I
Yeah,
read this
yeah,
as
okay.
one feature. Yeah.
So, but still, like being able to dash disengage.
Dash disengage,
Yes.
yeah, as a bonus
Dash
action.
disengage as a bonus action equal to
Like-
your proficiency bonus. That's great. That's better than Misty Step.
Yeah, I was gonna say I tend to overvalue teleports. I think I really like them. I really like mobility, and this is like that, but almost better.
It's
Or
a
at least
60-foot
farther.
Misty Step that does not consume your
Yes.
spell cast on that turn.
Yes.
And you can use up to your proficiency. It's fantastic. It's fantastic on a squishy class that can do things.
It is.
It's
I
a
was
fun-
saying
yeah.
it is premier value on a wizard above all other classes.
Oh yeah,
This is the class you wanted to have on, probably above
Exactly.
anything else.
exactly. So that's great. And then at 6th level you get resistance to like fucking fire or something.
Whatever.
Whatever.
And then at 10th level you get when you fireball, you make one target take 1d6 fire damage. You make one friend heal, get 1d6 temperature. It's fucking garbage.
There's
but
nothing
Hey,
good there,
it's
right?
Like the
It-
numbers on
it's
that are
very-
so small.
It's very tiny benefit.
One
And
target
then
of
at
your choice
14th
takes one more d6 of fire damage.
Yeah. And then at 14th level, you gain proficiency in dexterity saving throws. Cool. And whenever you make a dexterity saving throw, you can treat a d20 roll of a 9 or lower as a 10. So that's sure, little passive defense, but not that powerful, I don't think.
Not,
It's
not,
all right.
not to slow us down too much, but I think our conclusion on that Dex one was that it's more often surprisingly not as good because if
Really?
you're a wizard, no, the proficiency is insane. Proficiency Dex saves is insane. If you roll a 9 or lower and it turns it into a 10, you're then adding 10 plus your Dex mod. You still might not make
you're
the
still
same.
failing.
Yeah, you're not really gonna
probably
succeed.
still failing.
So you're at it'll be like an 18. So you're
Sometimes
fighting
it might. Yeah.
I think against medium and smaller creatures, like medium power level and smaller creatures, this is going to be great. You're going to succeed everything.
True.
Once you fight stronger, if you fight things that have a DC of like 19 or higher or like 20 or higher, then this feature doesn't do anything.
Yep. Although aside from
okay.
the proficiency, which is still insanely good.
That's true. That's great. Anyway, what should we rank it? Let's compare it to the list. I think let's compare it to Abjuration real quick because they both are
So
very
that's kinda what I
defensive
was thinking.
classes.
Is
Abjuration.
this stronger than Abjuration?
I'm going to say yes because Abjuration is just a wizard with the health of a barbarian, and it does nothing else. That's if you can make Abjuration more complicated if you could describe it more complicated. But if you, as in terms of power level, Abjuration is effectively just a wizard with the health of a barbarian. That's it. They don't do anything else.
Hydrating.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Would you rather just have that extra health, or would you rather have all these dashes?
I don't know. It's kind of a hard one for me because like they're both pretty similar weirdly. Just because like the problem with Thunderlight Jaunt is that it's a very good escape, but
Once you have to use it, you've already hit. You already hit.
Right. It requires it to be used on your turn rather than like being able to just like reaction like teleport away or like just having the HP to tank something. Like the question is like how much actual real use are you getting out of this ability in a situation where like you shouldn't have been in that situation to begin with, you know? Like it feels like an oh shit button, which is good because you want to survive as a wizard. But the question is, like, in what situation should you be that close to an enemy that they're all ganging up on you like that anyway? Or like even one creature, right? Like, do you not have any barbarians?
But I will say though, every wizard is gonna at some point get a melee up in their face. Like it's you don't want this to happen, but it's gonna happen. The abjuration wizard will tank some hits, but they have to spend their entire turn escaping and they can't do anything. They have to like Misty Step or something. This wizard, it can escape and still throw a fireball or something, and I think that's really valuable. All the abjuration wizard is just a wizard with a D12 hit die.
I think I would take more movement over a D12 hit die.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Abjuration get anything else?
At 6th level, you get a feature that you will never use, and at 10th level, you get the ability to slightly increase the potency of your counterspell. And at 14th level, you have advantage on saving throws against spells, which, in my opinion, is similar power level to just proficiency and dex saves. Because most things
You're right, they're mostly dex saves.
They're really similar. Yeah. I think so. But on the other hand, I also don't necessarily think it is a tier better.
Ooh. Oh, would I put this in the same tier as Evocation? Oh shit, you might be right, Josh.
I don't. Yeah, maybe.
Oh.
Maybe it's just the top of B tier.
That's sort of yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, I really don't think it compares to Evocation.
I don't think it does
maybe
either.
You shunt Abjuration down.
We could shunt Abjuration down to C, but I maybe they are kind of comparable. I do think this is better than Abjuration, but
I do think it is as well. Maybe
how much better is it than Chronergy?
Maybe Abjuration's hit die is just not as valuable as we think. In comparison to the power level of other wizards.
It could be. Part of me wants to fight putting stuff in C tier.
Really? Why?
It's funnier this way.
Oh my god.
I'm almost okay with it being at the top of B. But Dan, you don't like it when things are like straight up better than other things.
And then they're in the same tier.
And then in the same tier, right?
No, not particularly. It's
not strictly better, but I do think it's better.
How often the Abjuration does have an advantage in one sense that it doesn't get downed in one round as easily. How often is this this Prismari wizard going to get downed in one round before it has a chance to escape?
Well, the other advantage to answer that question, I think usually wizards can survive a turn. However, what Abjuration has over Prismari is non-melee attacking things, most notably spells.
That's true.
Which Abjuration defends against, and Prismari does not until 14th level.
That is true.
I mean, Prismari has damage resistance against fire.
It does have that.
That's true. I
will grant you.
They are pretty similar in that regard.
I now think they belong in the same tier.
All right. I still think this one's stronger, but like maybe we'll just put it in the top of B tier.
I don't know. How strong was Chronergy? Should Chronergy be in C?
Well, we can relook at it if you want.
We can look at Chronergy.
I don't think we really need to look at Chronergy because I think we looked at them. I think we spent a lot of time on Chronergy to figure out it was the same as Abjuration.
Same as Abjuration. Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay. All right.
Mage of Quandrix. This one is we saw on the sorcerer list. You get guidance and guiding bolt, and then you also get enlarge, reduce, spike growth, aura of vitality, haste, control water, freedom of movement, circle of power, and pass wall. Kind of whatever.
Nothing special there.
When you cast a spell using a spell slot that targets at least one creature, you can choose that creature or another creature within 30 feet of it, including yourself, and add one of the following effects. Diminishing function is creature must succeed on a wisdom save against your spell save DC, or the creature must roll a d6 and subtract the number rolled from the next attack roll it takes before the start of your next turn. And then supplemental function is once before the start of your next turn, the chosen creature can roll a d6 and add the number rolled to an attack roll or a saving throw of its choice. The creature can roll the d6 after rolling the d20, but must decide before any of the effects of the roll occur. This was kind of a low power feature, if I recall.
It was, because how many times can you use this?
You can use this anytime you cast a spell.
Okay.
So no action economy cost.
When you cast a spell using a spell slot that targets at least one creature, you can choose that creature or another creature within 30 feet of it, including yourself, and then you get to choose one of these.
Let's see.
So it is somewhat limited by range, but not really.
How bad is subtracting 3.5 from the one of their next attacks? It's all right.
It's like giving someone a stronger Bane, but for one attack.
Or one.
Like if you fireball people, you can only choose one creature, right?
Yes.
Yeah, spellcast.
And then the
Also, I'm not.
And then the other one is Bardic Inspiration.
So I don't know if this is if this is intended, but I don't actually know if you can use this on a fireball even against one target, just because it says when you use a spell slot that targets at least one creature.
You're right. It doesn't work on fireball. I was gonna say this has power levels because every time you're casting a spell, you'll just target your fighter and just say, "Hey, have a Bardic Inspiration. Hey, Barbarian, have a Bardic Inspiration. Hey, just to be nice." And you'd actually be quite beneficial. But this makes it more clunky because you don't have that many targeted spells besides like cantrips and stuff.
Yeah, the number of targeted spells that are not cantrips that you want to cast is surprisingly low a lot of the time. So you're right. This isn't very good. Or very powerful.
You have better uses of your actions.
Yeah, and on the turns that you don't, when you're Tashazing someone, you'll get some use out of it, but
a free little Bardic Inspiration every time you cast a targeted spell. I think that's all right.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
In terms of power level, that actually might be pretty close to the power level of Divination Wizard.
Yeah, I think they are actually pretty similar in that regard. Even sort of like thematically, they're a little similar.
Divination just has the power, the benefit of being able to take someone's like saving throw and shunt it.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, velocity shift. When a creature you can see starts its turn or moves to a space within 30 feet of you, you can use your reaction to force the creature to make a charisma saving throw against your spell save DC, which you can choose to fail. On a failure, the creature is teleported to an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you. A number of times equal to proficiency bonus. I remember this one specifically because it was the one where you could just throw somebody 30 feet up.
Yeah. That's so funny. God.
I hadn't thought about
It's interesting that it says moves to a space. Things aren't normally worded like that. They're normally on start of turn or ends its turn. This seems to say you can do this at any point during their turn.
Yes, so this has a I can see the reason why they did it was because they essentially wanted it to follow the same sort of structure as a spell that affects creatures that step into it.
Yes. As it enters, it's on its first turn. However, if they did that, it's actually really important they worded it this way, because if it was the moment that they entered within 30 feet of you, you could then teleport them 30 feet within 30 feet of you, which would be fairly unhelpful in most cases. So in this case, it's they move to a spot near you, then you teleport them.
And then you teleport them, and they're like, what the?
Sequencing is important there. They get a save. Still decent. It's a reaction. It eats your reaction, I should say.
Yeah.
I mean, it eats your reaction, but depending on the situation, this
would
could
be
probably
very
be
much
better than
preferable.
shield, right? Because like if you only have one creature attacking you, then you can just kind of shoop, and they can't attack you anymore.
And it is a charisma save.
Charisma save, yeah, not
good.
Super commonly resisted.
We take charisma saves for the most part.
That's true.
There was one other thing. Oh, it doesn't add much to power level, but I didn't notice, I think the last time we did this, that there is some party member utility.
Yes,
if a party member starts within 30
actually.
feet of you, you just get to teleport them.
Yeah,
which is nice.
I think I also didn't. I think I also didn't notice this last time we did this, but absolutely, yeah. If someone's right next to you, you can just kind of shunt them 30 feet forward, and then they can start their turn. This would be a blessing for Tyler.
We could just shove Tyler to the front lines instantly. You're right.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
Okay. Null equation. Once per turn, immediately after dealing damage to a creature, you can force the creature to make a con save against your spell save DC. On a failure, the creature has disadvantage on strength and dexterity saving throws, and its weapon attacks deal only half damage. They last until the start of your next turn, and a number of times equal to proficiency bonus. Quantum tunneling. You gain resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Additionally, you can move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain, but you take 1d10 force damage for every 5 feet you move while inside another creature or object. If you end your turn inside a creature or object, you are shunted into the nearest unoccupied space you last occupied. This one we thought was very funny. Like, obviously, it's good. It's really good to be just flat out resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, but it's also really funny to be able to walk through objects.
Yeah.
I do think we looked over the null equation a little too quickly because that one had no action. It had no action economy. I was kind of still thinking about it.
I was too, but I thought it was very funny that we
Josh
were all just like, Our collective reaction was kind of
I didn't even say a word.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did.
No, I was just like furrowing my brow thinking.
Yeah, I was still parsing it a little.
You were right. It does not require any action economy, and you can use it multiple times.
I'll try to sell it. If you're ever doing damage to the boss monster, just throw this at them. Make them make a con save. If they succeed, whatever. You have 4 of these, 5 of these soon. And if you do succeed, make them make a legendary save, or like, holy shit, they do half damage now. And even if I'm not mistaken, even stuff like dragons, I believe those count as weapon attacks.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. So
it's natural weapons.
Anything made with
that's
natural
just
weapons
half damage. Like making the boss monster do half damage is always insane. So they're gonna use their legendary saves on this. And if they don't have legendary saves, they're just shunted. They're fucked.
True.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Sorry, I'm still bullish on saves, but you're right. You're right. There's no downside.
If this required a reaction or a bonus action, it might be slightly worse. But like, yeah.
You will get use out of this. You were correct. And beyond that, I know that seems like a low bar, but it's a really important quantifier to me at least.
There's tons of features out there on many subclasses that just won't be used.
Yep. So you know what? You're right. Okay. And then the last one is you get resistances, which are you get very good resistances.
Yes, those are
like really good.
The damage types TMCR.
It's not even non-magical. It's just you just straight up get it.
Yep.
It's actually insane. It's better than a 4th level spell confirmed.
Yeah.
Oh, Stone Skin.
So its 10th level and 14th level features are fairly good. Its 1st level feature is just it's all right. Its other 1st level feature is you get a whole bunch of extra spells that don't really add that much power level, unfortunately.
Yeah. The only real spell that is anything for a wizard is Aura Vitality.
Oh, nice.
Which is a heal.
Do they have to be prepared?
So they have to be prepared, but they are added to your spell book.
Okay. Pretty low power level, but it's there. And the first level feature you'll take. What about the 6th level feature? How do we feel about that one in terms of power level?
I think it is. I think it's very flexible, which I think is nice, and it has the potential to be about equivalent to like shield. Really, is kind of how I think of it.
Or even better, it just might prevent the enemy from getting a chance to attack.
It can be better and it can be worse because it's a save.
If there's multiple enemies, you're just gonna shield. If there's one enemy, I honestly would use this.
I would take this because you don't expend a spell slot, and you can just essentially
Position them.
shut down all damage.
Yeah. So it's
There's no you getting
usable.
crit because
Honestly, the 30-foot ally teleport is like part of the reason that I
Yeah.
like this a lot. I'm now realizing
It's
because to my mind I was sort of like, well, it's shield, but maybe a little bit better. But we already have shield, so it's not the most important thing to have. But then you can also use it in other ways. So I don't want to fault it too harsh. This
feels like a very balanced subclass. Actually, like everything here feels like a pretty average, pretty usable but nice feature.
That's kind of also how I feel.
All right,
Nothing
pull
here
up the
is
list
broken.
then.
Oh my.
Okay. It might be time.
I don't know. No. I don't think. I think this is better than something like Abjuration.
I agree. It might be time.
Time for what? Like another A tier?
No, it might be time to
the-
shunt everything in B down to C.
down to C.
Oh my god.
I would not be against that, honestly.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
How do you think this compares to Prismari?
It's too soon. It's too
Is
soon.
it too soon then? Is it too soon?
Wait, because I still think we have a gap here. Like, I still think there's reason for this gap.
Is the gap between abjuration and divination so big?
Yes, don't let your emotions sway you.
What the fuck?
It would be so pretty though.
Fuck you.
Okay,
If we just listen,
but
I'm almost willing to dump abjuration and chronergy down one and put this on tier with Mage of Prismari, but I don't know if that's correct.
That would be more accurate than dumping them all down.
I didn't talk about this, but as we were getting into this one, I argued with myself some more, and I kind of came to the conclusion that Mage of Prismari can be above abjuration.
Yeah.
I forget the argument I made, but you'll take my word for it. It was very.
I would be okay with that, shunting just abjuration and chronergy.
all right, I'm okay with that.
And Mage of Condrix is a similar power level to Mage of Prismari.
I think so. I think it's
Because
It might be a bit better.
I think it is.
I mean,
better.
it might be a little bit worse even. I don't know. I think it is better later. Early game, just having those dashes is amazing.
I know.
See,
I love the
thing is,
dashes.
I think that the dashes are good. I almost feel like even though it's not very flashy, I almost feel like the function of probability might be on par power wise, even though they fulfill very different functions.
It does not scale.
I don't think they fulfill the same niche, but they're both similar power.
No, they don't. They do not feel the same niche at all.
I don't even think that it's that similar power. Well, it can't be that far off either.
All right, which one do you think's stronger?
I would take the dashes.
Right. I mean, the thing is like free
Yeah.
bardic inspiration, right?
Dashes are really
it's-
good, so maybe we should just put this one down and see
Well,
Mage of Condrix.
but I think the other things were better.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah, but
all
that's
of the other
10th and
abilities it gets are
14th.
way better.
But how good is a wizard that just never gets locked down ever? Like, I think that's incredible power because base wizard's so strong, making a wizard that never dies really good.
Yeah, but I think there's also value in the fact that almost none of the Mage of Quandrix's abilities require any actions.
Oh no, the first one effectively does because it has to be a thing that targets one character. Which is a very small
at least
subset
one
of
creature.
Oh wait, am I misremembering?
When you cast a
Oh,
spell,
it is at least
that
one. Oh,
targets at
never
least
mind.
one
I was thinking
creature.
the other one. Oh, I take that back. Okay, that boosts it.
Mage of Condrix doesn't do anything when they're unconscious.
Most things.
Most things don't.
My
Exactly.
God.
But Mage of Prismari doesn't get unconscious.
But like you can say the same thing about lore mastery, can't you?
Yes.
Like
God.
lore
But
mastery.
is so much power level. I think Mage of Condrix has a bit more power than Prismari, sure, but it's not worth it.
What is your proposal then? Do we shunt everything down to C?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, Dan, where are you gonna find space for everything? I'm trying to help you.
You're not trying to help me.
Man, this sure is a quant.
Fuck you. God, we have another mage after this.
That's the last one though, for today, because I think
They get 4 out of the 5 mages, I think. Or maybe there's still only 4.
that explains it. But the Mage of Silverquill, by the way, is our last 8th one, I believe. I think we have 8 remaining afterward.
Oh, great.
So we're just gonna wrap up on these fucking Strix. Are we done with Strixhaven forever after this? I'll be so happy.
I think we are.
Oh, thank God.
Thank
Thank
goodness.
God. These things were never printed anyway. It's such a
Strixhaven
pain in our
ones have
ass.
They're like, hey, rate us. Hey, rate us again. Hey, rate us again. Hey,
know.
guys, I'm back. Rate us again.
We're so
We're wasting so much of our time.
We're so fucking bored of these things. It shows so much.
But I will still try to make it accurate.
All right.
I feel
One
the
is-
same
but I will
hatred for the.
say-
I feel the same hatred for the fictional college of Strixhaven that I do for the real college of Stanford.
All right. Well, let me ask you this: if a base wizard with no subclass is power level 1, what is a mage of Quandrix? Like 1.4, 1.3?
Wait. On a scale of one to like 1 is base.
100. No, fine, 100%.
Okay.
Does that make more sense in your brain?
Yes.
No.
Maybe.
Don't know how to
Okay.
help you, but
All right.
no.
If base
So, like-
wizard is 100% of the power of base wizard, what is the power of Mage of Quandrix? How much?
So like if a
boost does it
barbarian
get?
was 100% power of a barbarian, frenzy barbarian would be 75% power of a barbarian.
I dislike this scaling.
Well, an F tier class is 100% or lower, like maybe 105% or lower.
Yes.
And a Mage of Quandrix is obviously going to be a little better than that, I think. But
It gets.
I'm asking. The point of this question, you don't have to answer that first one. Like, how good is a wizard with just Thunderlight Jaunt, nothing else?
Boy, this scale is hard to use actually.
Fuck you.
Like I don't know, 1.5.
Wizard, it's pretty good. Pull up the sheet again.
This one?
It's worth 1.5 base
tier
wizards.
list.
You think?
Maybe.
Just because it's not going to die?
I think so, right?
I can't use this scale.
That's pretty generous.
I
Why
can't.
not?
I don't know what 2x wizard is. The reason we're doing a fucking tier list is that we can avoid this kind of thing.
2 wizards is literally just 2 wizards. It's easy.
Okay, so imagine that a base wizard
I follow now.
Okay.
Yeah. So 2 wizards, 200% is you just have 2 base wizards.
Got you.
Yeah, so Lore
was
Master
not-
would be like 2.25 wizards.
Probably.
Oh no,
Well,
you're
maybe
gonna
not,
make me quantify. Yeah, I don't know.
Would you rather have a lore master or would you rather just have 2 wizards?
I think
Probably
the
just
power
2
of 2
wizards.
wizards is too strong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And by
Because I think fighters scale very linearly.
Yeah, I think lore master is probably like a 175% or something.
yeah, agreed.
Okay, I feel like the survivability that a wizard provides is like maybe like 15 to 15%.
What?
Like it's like 1.15 wizards.
You
What
think
is-
that's what Mage of Prismari provides?
Action economy and wizard spells.
Yeah, action economy is the key bit there. You're right. You're saying which one is 1.15?
I think Prismari might be 1.15.
And you think Mage of Quandrix is higher than that?
I feel like okay, but this is the thing also is like I don't think it's a tier above Prismari.
But you think it's higher?
I think it might
I also think Quandrix might be a bit better, but it also does different things, and
it does different things. I think this is the thing. I think that Quandrix is like 8 times more fun than just Thunderlight jaunting.
Sure. Are you?
Fun does
it
not
seems like you
factor
guys
in,
are not-
Josh.
So an argument maybe your guys' favor is perhaps a wizard is better equipped to not die than a bard is.
I
Like
think
a
that is true.
wizard usually has more defensive spells.
Like just the fact that you get shield, really.
Shield can hard carry pretty well.
Shield hard carries, man. That's
So you don't have to be
good.
too reliant on skedaddling.
I think so. I think like survivability is like really good, and I feel like Prismari's survivability is like predicated on just sort of never getting hit to begin with.
Yeah, just I am 60 feet away plus, and if you ever approach me, bye bye.
Right.
Don't,
Whereas
this is
I feel
my
like,
personal bubble.
Whereas I feel like a lot of other wizards can do pretty similar things just by not being close to the battlefield. So the real kind of value of Thunderlight Jaunt is when they start approaching you.
Yeah.
Which is why I think it's not like so much better than Abjuration necessarily, because Abjuration fulfills really similar things in just like a slightly different way.
I think it does. I think Aberration is trying to do the same thing, and it just does it worse.
I actually agree with that one. Oh my,
They're both defensive. One's just less defensive.
Dan, you appealed to my love of skedaddle really well about 2 minutes ago, and it's been upsetting me through this. Like
just move on your turn. You have 30
to get
feet
out
of
of jail
movement.
free. Skedaddle that way.
You can do whatever you want with your movement on your turn.
I really like skedaddle. No, but this is my point, right? Is we said when discussing Prismari is the dash one, right?
Yes.
We said when discussing that there will be times when melee will reach you.
Yes.
That's pretty much
true.
guaranteed. We agreed that would be a thing. We agreed that it could be semi-common, and it's something that you should have a contingency for if possible.
Yeah.
And they get one. Quandrix also gets one, albeit at level 6, because they get velocity shift. It is more limited in that it can only target one, though.
It is,
and
it
has
is more
the save
limited
attached.
in your defensive capabilities, but it's more flexible in terms of what you can do in terms of like controlling the battlefield.
Yes, because you can put them wherever. You can put them next to your barbarian, which is even better.
You can launch people 30 feet up into the air. You can
you can't put them next to
put your
barbarian.
foes. You can put your allies 30 feet forward.
Yeah, the allies bit actually gets it for me. I think that's a good boon. So it can do the thing that Prismari does, but not as good. But it also gets an ally movement, and then they also get gets a couple other
where
things.
I'm at with in terms of like Quandrix and Prismari is the fact that Prismari is really good at being a wizard, like really good at being a wizard, whereas Quandrix gives wizard tools that it otherwise wouldn't have, and I think that having those options is potentially valuable and powerful.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
Which is all to say, I don't know. This looks fine.
What looks fine? Let me see. Conjux, Prismari, Abjuration, Conjux, and we think that Quandrix is not a tier above Prismari.
I don't think so, because I don't think Quandrix is like as good as Evocation.
No,
for instance.
And Prismari gets its stuff a little earlier level.
Yeah, it does
yes.
get.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, this seems fine enough to me.
Okay.
Sean, what do you?
I agree with this. I do want to state on the record, once again, my love of skedaddle.
My God.
Yeah.
But this does look good to me.
Okay.
I'm no coward. I'll just die.
They're like, come on, wizard firebolt pans to corpse.
Okay.
God.
All right, so you, Mage of Silver Quill, you learn Sacred Flame or Vicious Mockery. It does not count against the number of cantrips you know. You gain proficiency in 2 skills of the following skills of your choice: Deception, Intimidation, Performance, Persuasion, or Insight.
All right. Those aren't very good for a wizard, unfortunately, because those are charisma skills, and one of them is a wisdom skill.
A wisdom, which maybe you'll have.
Sure. I mean, you'll take extra skills, but you're not going to be. We kind of know that specializing in like the skills that you're good at is normally best, because otherwise someone else in your party is just better at it.
Yeah.
Right. Just take one bard.
But you know, While that's true, I think it's always handy to have persuasion and deception on as many as possible.
Yeah, especially if you're doing role playing yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're playing a wizard, you know, you're not a role player. You're a fireball bot.
Yeah. And those cantrips
I'm just
don't
kidding.
have too much value because you are a wizard. You have plenty of those.
Okay. So
Silvery barbs.
you get silvery barbs. Let's see. Immediately after you see a creature you can see within 60 feet of you succeeds on an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you can use your reaction to demoralize. Unless the creature is immune to charm, it re-rolls the d20 and it must use the lower roll. If the attack roll, ability check, or saving throw then fails, you can choose a different creature you can see within 60 feet of you. You can choose yourself. That creature is empowered and can re-roll one attack roll, ability check, or saving throw it makes within 1 minute and use the higher result. A creature can be empowered by only one use of this feature at a time. Once a creature fails an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw because of a reroll forced by this feature, you cannot use the feature again until you finish a long rest, unless you expend a spell slot to use it again. So we've talked about this for a bit. It's essentially a disadvantage you give to someone that has already succeeded a check. To potentially make them fail, but it doesn't go on. It doesn't like go on cooldown until it actually succeeds at what it does, which makes it.
That's
good.
right.
That's good. How good is it?
Well, two things. One, does it apply? I've already forgotten. Does it apply to the roll that they just did? Like, they succeeded this roll. Now you make them re-roll.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Good.
Wait, so and you get one use of this one success per long rest.
One success per long rest, but you can expend a
slot.
spell slot to use it again. So if you want to pop a
this
first level spell, you
worth-
can use it again.
Is this worth using a spell slot?
Oh, at higher levels, almost certainly, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
Wait,
mean
so-
the thing is that like advantage and disadvantage, like d20 rolls always scale.
This is a reaction. Sure, there's plenty of times where you will.
This negates advantage. If they have advantage, it forces a reroll on a single d20, and they use it no matter what.
Yes, it overrides advantage.
It's better than negating advantage because
You're right.
Failed the first time, and you could just not use it.
Yes. So it's good in that sense. It's good against saves. Late game. Late game is probably when you would be burning spell slots to continually force saves because you have
it
spare
scales
ones.
that way. Yeah.
So yeah, you can do it that way.
Honestly, I would say this is an interesting ability because at lower levels you will use it probably once per long rest, and then at higher levels you can really spam it. I think the scaling of it is really good.
I like that too.
Yeah.
I like that too.
It's also funny because at low levels, it's not that powerful. It just kind of makes them miss.
It is one of the most elegantly scaling abilities I've ever seen.
It's again similar to the last one in divination where it's like make one thing miss. But this essentially becomes a lot stronger than divination, I think.
It does because you can use it much more often.
Yeah.
And really, like the thing that I think is nice about these ones that require you to use a spell slot is it's not just it actually makes it more reactive than proactive, which a lot of features in the game in general that you get on a lot of classes are proactive, right? So you have to prepare them in advance or whatever, or you have to be prepared for a situation. This is like if you're gonna get hit and you have like, or if anybody on your team is going to get hit and they have 1 hit point left and they succeed and you're like, oh, okay, but I can just reach into my pocket and like pull out a spell slot and then break it and then potentially I can save you, right?
Yeah, actually reframe it. If someone on your team's gonna get crit, you get to that's the time when you can burn that first or second level spell slot and just force that reroll.
Yeah, I would happily eat a first level spell slot to negate someone's crit.
Fair enough.
And potentially make them miss. I think that's very strong. It is strong because it overrides the rolling of the game in a kind of a way.
As we've seen with divination, it does need more than just one strong low level reroll ability.
That is true.
To save it from D tier.
That is true. At 6th level, you gain you learn the darkness spell. If you are a wizard, you add it to your spell book. You can cast the spell without expending a spell slot, and you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. When you cast the spell in this way, you can see normally through the darkness created, and when a creature you can see starts its turn in the darkness, you can deal 2d10 psychic damage to that creature. You can also use the spell normally without the additional effects by using spell slots that you have of 2nd level or higher. Yeah, so this was the nice darkness, and then also it does a little bit of damage.
Oh, I forgot it does damage.
I think we valued it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this was pretty good. It was I think Warlocks also got typical, so we like just did this.
That's right.
This is obviously
was-
like you don't get Devil Sight as a wizard, so
Yeah.
that's nice. Being able to just cast a free darkness, like really this is like it's like another oh shit darkness, because like you just cast it on everybody around you, and then they have disadvantage on attacks against you. So like if you are surrounded, you can just cast this inky shroud, and
Yep.
they probably and like enemies probably will not stay in the cloud because it does do damage.
And it will negate anything that requires sight on you. It does take your concentration. It's a pretty good defensive. I was pretty bullish on this feature, if I recall correctly. I was pretty damn underwhelmed
the
by
damage
it.
is stupid.
Yes, I said two things. The damage is stupid. And but more importantly,
Damage
that was
is
the
stinky.
only thing that it had over just a base warlock doing the exact same thing.
True.
It
this
was
isn't a
not a big
warlock,
upgrade.
yeah.
This is not a warlock, and there is no wizard spell that I can think of aside from True Sight that will let you do this.
But wizards don't really care about his advantage nearly as much as warlocks
No.
do, though.
No, but I'm a coward at heart, and
but
so I
but,
do care
yes,
about the
right.
disadvantage.
The
and
value
lack
here
of
comes
sight
from the
lines.
disadvantage.
True.
Disadvantage, lack of sight lines. So you're
just-
right
yeah,
that you
it's just
blast
crowd
blast.
control.
And I'm still bullish on the damage.
Nice.
And I mean, like the thing is, you can really just cast this darkness on yourself, and then like sit in it, and people can't target you. If they want to approach you, they just start suddenly taking psychic damage. Like I think people will run games differently, and they'll run their their NPC AI or whatever differently. I feel like if you are in a cloud that does damage to you, you generally want to move out of the cloud, even if it's not that much damage.
I would sit in the cloud. I'm no coward. Wait, no, I just professed cowardice. Hold on.
Okay, can you pop out, cast a spell, and go back in? Yes, but you don't need to because you can see through the darkness that you cast with this ability.
Yeah, you just get to sit in the darkness and cast, and they can't cast shit at you if they can't see you. Well, it depends on the spell, but because you can see through it, it's effectively not there for you, but it is there for everyone else.
It is funny. It almost completely blocks certain abilities like Fireball, because Fireball targets a point you can see.
Yeah, they can't fireball dead center in your darkness, which is funny.
Which is really funny, I think. But yeah, it's just a weird quirk of the game. I mean, obviously, Fireball is big enough. You could probably just put it on the edge and hope.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure the radius is large enough since it's twice the radius, if I recall.
Okay, and then let's see. 10th level, you can invoke additional words of power to change a spell's damage type to your choice of Psychic or Radiant. Any creature damaged by the spell takes extra damage to your proficiency bonus and has its emotions swayed with despair or adoration based on the damage type dealt. Psychic, creature is frightened of you until the start of your next turn. Radiant, the creature is charmed by you until the start of your next turn. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. This was pretty good, actually. And this is
Yeah.
especially good on a wizard, because being able to change your damage type to Psychic is very valuable. Very few things resist Psychic damage, and also they just get frightened of you, no save.
Oh my god, wait, actually that's so good. A good number of things are immune to frighten, to be fair. But still, oh, that's actually really good. And I think this is almost better than on a warlock, because you can, it doesn't matter in short fights, but for longer fights you can blast more as a oh no, but Eldritch Blast. Anyway, this is good.
Yes, it also, any creature damaged by this spell takes extra damage equal to proficiency bonus. So it does do a little bit of extra damage. At 11,
4 more.
That's 4 damage, right? Or is it 5
Yep.
at 11? No, it must be
no,
4.
it's 4. Goes
at
up to 5 at
10 and 11
13.
is Yeah, it's 4 damage. So your fireball is like 31 damage on average, and it's also psychic now, so nobody resists it.
Yeah.
What does a psychic fireball look like?
Ooh,
It probably
it
it probably
doesn't.
is a fake fireball. And it only appears in their mind.
I was gonna say, what does it look like? Maybe it doesn't.
Maybe it doesn't. Yeah, you're right. Okay. And then at 14th level, you get Word of Power. When the target of your silvery barbs fails an attack roll, an ability check, or saving throw because of the reroll, you can invoke a Word of Despair and give the target vulnerability to 1 damage type of your choice until the start of your next turn. Hi, Kirby. Welcome to our D&D tier list stream. You're actually catching the tail end of it here.
Yeah.
Vulnerability to 1 damage type of your choice until the start of your next turn. That's potentially pretty good. That is quite a bit of time. You won't get a lot of value out of this, but your team will highly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yes.
What damage type would you choose?
Whatever
the martial classes.
Yeah, whatever the
Probably-
martial classes are using, probably.
Probably all like piercing. If you got like a fucking barbarian.
I mean, listen, if
all of
you've got a bunch of wizards, just make it fire damage, right?
You'll these vulnerability features are so strong that you usually just shape your party around it.
Genuinely, yes. If you have one
Actually,
of these,
for sure, yeah.
it's honestly worth go pick up some piercing weapons and then have your bow shooting
Honestly,
boy.
what you should do is actually have some of these vulnerability features, and then everybody else in your party uses mauls so that you can take the crusher feat.
If I'm not mistaken, that'd be cool. If I'm not mistaken, though, this Deadly Despair you can basically use as many times as you want by this point because you can just keep spamming your silvery barbs.
Yep.
It eats spell
This is
slots, but yeah.
level. Is this 14th level, so you get it
14th
later
level.
than the other one?
Yes.
Until the start of your next turn, so you won't benefit from this.
But to be fair,
That's
a
okay.
lot of times you don't really benefit from these features anyway.
It's mostly your mark. You'll be like, why do I want to do that when I want to do some big powerful spell anyway?
You can get utterly fucked by initiative order with this ability.
That is true. If you go right after, then there's no reason to use this.
Right before, even? Oh, no.
No.
I see
If
what
you
you're
go right
saying.
before,
Yeah,
that's
if
the
you go right before.
optimal time
That's the
to use it.
ideal.
Dream.
That's the ideal.
Yes, you're right. If you go right after, this does nothing.
Both, but the other one also could get shunted by initiative. I remember both of them are clunky like that. Thank you, Strixhaven.
Oh,
Thanks,
self-justification?
Strixhaven.
No, I'm talking about the other vulnerability one, the war something.
Oh, got you.
Mage of Lorehold.
Fair. And well, this has another half.
Yes. Sorry about that. Selfless Invocation. When a creature you can see within 60 feet of you takes damage,
Never
you
using
can
this.
invoke a Word of Power using your reaction to grant the creature resistance to that damage, and you take an amount of psychic damage equal to the damage that creature takes.
What?
Nope, you're never using this.
What?
Only if someone's gonna go down and you're like such a bro. But you'll use it to prevent someone going down, but you're not gonna be happy
I mean,
using
yes, it is an emergency oh shit button.
it. Yeah.
Please,
But it's not
don't eat
broadly
damage.
useful.
Please don't eat damage as a wizard unless you really
Yeah.
need to. Yeah. Oh my god.
I
It
think
only gives
the
them.
only
yeah.
the only time you will ever use this is when you are the only thing standing between your party member and 0 hit points. So if your healer is about to go down, or if your barbarian is about to go down, you can maybe eat another hit and just like not proc their their relentless endurance or whatever, right? It just means they get one more hit, which can be valuable, but also like
It eats a reaction too.
It's an option.
It's an option. You
It's
could
not
also
bad to
do
have
some.
it. It's not bad to have the option, and it's attached to another feature that you're probably going to use more often.
Yeah.
If you
it
can
also.
use your reaction to get someone up, you would probably do it at the sacrifice of your health.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. And you could try cheese where you go cast whatever 8th level spell it is that gives you immunity to psychic damage. But even then it still takes your reaction, so it's not a big benefit.
Oh shit, you're right. You could get resistance.
Right? It doesn't
this
say
is-
bypasses.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
So this,
funny.
I think this is actually quite strong on a wizard.
Hi, Leshoy. Thanks for the raid.
Hey.
Oh hell yeah. So where are we gonna rank this? Because I think it's actually quite strong. Like It has the damage type shifting. It has frightened conditions pretty strong. The darkness thing, cool. There's a lot. We don't have to talk about that thing, but it's really good.
Add, but hooray raid. Yeah.
Oof. And we're about to fucking end as well.
Oh no.
Hey,
You guys, everybody's coming right at the end here.
Listen.
What if we discuss this last one for 30 minutes?
Oh, I was gonna suggest we discuss Prismari and Quandrix for 30 minutes, but you know we can
do that again.
I was like, did we already do that? Be careful of food you get from Adrian. Adrian, what did you do to the food?
You pull up the list, by the way.
Yeah.
No, the tier.
I think, man, I kind of feel like this is. I honestly kind of feel like this is like. Sorry, what'd you say?
I think it's A.
I was also gonna say A.
It has to beat out Quandrix and Prismari.
Yes.
It has good features.
It's better than Quandrix and Prismari. All the food.
Do
is
we
fine
think it's
except for
better
the potato
than
salad?
Do we think it's better than Evocation just for the fact that at 14th level it gets a nuts feature?
Ooh.
But then again, Evocation also gets a nuts
also
feature.
gets a really good 14th.
Oh yeah, no. I can't give up on my Evocation 14th. Come on now.
I mean, really, the solution here is you run both. You make them vulnerable to force damage, and then you just go to town.
Yeah, like this. Okay, this class obviously has a lot more utility than Evocation, but Evocation is big damage.
Big damage. Listen, we love damage here in this house.
That's true.
You are not wrong. Oh,
It feels weird. It feels weird rating this one below Artificer, though, doesn't it? I don't know why. Doesn't
because we always
God.
forget how fucking good Artificer is because it felt like shit even though it wasn't.
Let's see. Artificer, extra max level spell slot, permanent 1d4.
That's about
magical,
That was
magical
kind of, I mean, you get some
thingy.
magic items.
Oh, that was about it.
Mostly,
Did I
mostly
put
just
raisins in the
potions.
potato salad? I'm not putting raisins in a potato salad. What do you guys do? What? What
This
is going
really
on
was-
over there?
This really was S tier, huh?
I don't know. I'm rethinking Artificer, to be honest.
Oh, do you think Artificer maybe bumped down even with the extra 9th level spell slot?
Well,
Oh,
so you have your party.
Oh, you had to say that.
Extra 9th level spell slot comes at 17th level.
Yeah,
For every other
it's
level,
so late.
Yeah.
It's functionally not part of the
like
thing.
I think
Yeah.
extra 3rd level spell slot. That's like 50% more fireballs. Great. Extra 4th level spell slot. Whatever. Extra 5th, kind of also whatever. 6th, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. What between 3rd and 9th is a good level spike where you want another max level spell slot, like really badly.
3rd and 9th. I mean, like
5
fire.
What do you get 5? Like
or level 5. Sorry, not probably 9.
yeah. What do you get at level 9? A fifth
Another
what
fifth
fifth level
level.
spell slot do you want to cast again?
You still start with 2. Do you start with 1 or 2 5th level spell slots? I've actually forgotten.
I'm pretty sure it's 2.
I think you get 2 to start.
I think
so-
6 levels when it starts getting 1.
Yeah, so 2 to 3 is obviously not as good as 1 to 2, but it's still pretty good at that level. It means you
No.
have more. What?
Sorry. You start at 1 at 9th level. And you start
start
at
at
1
1
on
at 9th level.
at
Cool.
7th level you only get 1 4th level spell slot. So those are the meaningful
So like
levels
another
right there.
polymorph, for instance.
is nice, yeah.
That's
Particularly-
powerful. At 5th level, another spare wall of force.
Mhm.
At 11th level, I can't think of a 6th level spell that you need. Like
It's
is
so
that Circle
funny
of
that
Death?
we yeah, Circle of Death is the 6th level. I was just gonna say, another wall of force.
All right.
got plenty
Okay,
of
here
those
comes
already. You already have 3.
Sean, the
Oh, you
Wall
don't
of
need-
Force
You don't need
maniac.
4 of them.
I swear to you, the 5th level spells are better than the 6th level ones, and it's so funny. It's
Yeah,
just
there's this weird divot.
it just cracks me up.
that 6, 7, and 6th level, 7th level, and 8th level spells are kind of in a weird spot in a lot
Man.
of cases.
I'm kind of coming around though. I think you might be right that Artificer is an A tier.
Yeah, I think so too. Because while the extra damage on your marshals is cool and all, evocation might do more damage than that on its own.
I think you're right.
And then real quick, looking at Mage of Silverquill again. It probably is A tier.
I think it's A tier.
Um,
Probably
But
somewhere around here.
Vulnerability,
How ma-
darkness. It just gets a
that
lot
first
of
level
decent
feature-
shit.
that first level feature, you're gonna be ending up using it a lot. Like, honestly, I think Major Silverquill feels better than Evocation than in my opinion.
I think it's definitely more
Uh,
interesting to play.
But like at higher levels, like let's say at 10th level, so you could still get away with like knocking out like 3 or 4 of someone's rolls. I that is a lot of first level spell slots.
Yeah, you will eat through them eventually.
Hmm.
And it takes your reaction. I kind of do think they're comparable. They both have really good 14th abilities. Evocation pops off at 10, but it has some stuff at 2 as well. I like spell spelling for the record.
The other one's also pretty good at 10 because like fearing people with AoE fireballs is cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I do like. I do kind of like them in the same tier.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I have a dangerous question.
Oh
What?
God, what is the question?
Do you want to anticipate? What do you think I'm about to ask?
About Major Quandrix and Major Prismari.
No, actually, it's 2 tiers above that one because we've done some
Blade
shifting.
You think Bladesinger might be in a wrong spot?
I don't think so. But if it was, then it would let us delete S and we would no longer have Lorehold tier and Lore Master tier.
No,
But I think Bladesinger beats out the others, right? But I want to address
fucking
that.
invincible.
Yeah, I think every time we come to this, you always underestimate how like
always come
unkillable
back.
Bladesingers are.
Yeah.
I always come back and I'm like, wait, Bladesinger has all these other features? What?
Yeah, you always remember, okay, Bladesingers effectively have 30 AC, and then you forget about the fact that they like can't break concentration and like
shit.
they,
That's right.
they
That's
can
right.
move 10 feet faster. Like, let's
That's
see.
about it.
You can reduce damage if you want to.
Oh, that's true.
I always remember the reduced damage one, yeah. And then they've also got this melee shit that you'll never use.
Yeah.
What a funny class.
It's so funny.
They get proficiency in
the-
performance.
I was gonna say the second level feature and the 10th level feature alone carry this class so hard. It's actually incredible.
It's true.
To answer your question about what the Arthakana Artificer did, the question is the answer is shrug emoji, right? So it was like it could make potions, it can make spell scrolls, it can make magic items, sort of, but they didn't really know how to codify that into the mechanics of the game, and for some reason they really still don't, to be honest. Looking at the Artificer class now, it's still a little clunky, but it's gonna be weird when we get to it because only Sean has really played one.
Yeah, and I didn't even play the full version, technically. It was a beta. It was a very late beta, so it was similar, but it wasn't quite full. Yeah, it did a whole lot. It also had some resistances, which who cares? But it was the D4 of damage and something else.
Yeah, it was just making your whole party big. That was both funny and actually shockingly practical.
That's right. It gave them enlarge. It's amazing. Well,
It was very good.
I am reasonably happy with this.
This list is so fucking funny to look at.
God,
I mean, it has things everywhere now.
It's
Yes.
more, it is we've balanced the spread out a little bit, and I think it does make sense the way that we did it. It is also just extremely funny to see, like, you know, the normal distribution of this is kind of what a distribution should look like if we don't look at the top 2 tiers, right? Where it's like you kind of have things everywhere, and then like a couple of things, like maybe one thing is like really stand out, and then all of a sudden for some reason you have, oh hey, this thing is really too good, too strong, and then above that you have something that's like, hello. How are you doing?
just chop off the Mage of Lorehold. Yeah. Oh, I so want to rate the Theurgy Wizard now. I'm so curious, but we're not going
No,
to
God.
this week.
it's so late.
Oh god.
My prediction, Theurgy is going to be on the same power level as Lorehold tier, but not Lore Mastery tier.
Ooh.
Oh, my pred was going to be Blade Singing, but Lorehold is believable. We'll see.
You know what? I kind of agree with Dan. That class was a little busty.
We'll see.
Maximize
I-
lightning.
Yeah,
Right, so
yeah.
Or
it's not
fire.
it's not just that you can get the healing spells, it's that you can get the fireball and maximize
Yeah.
that shit.
You'll pick one of the maximizing clerics.
It actually cracks me up that I completely forgot you get healing as that class, even though that's
Yeah.
really fucking
Even though that's
important.
kind of what it's
Me having
for.
healing word was actually so good.
Yeah, hold on. You had to do some absolute horse shit to get some spells, though. If I
Oh,
call
yes.
it, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
You don't get to choose your own cleric spells until level 10.
That's right. That's what it was. God, that sucked. All
You
right.
have to
So
take
funny.
every spell on their list.
All right. I'm looking forward to
Nice.
rating that one.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean,
God, there are so many
oh,
wizards.
I remember now. Evocation we put in S because you could maximize fireballs.
Yeah. Well, better. You can
No,
maximize
also
Cone of
mostly
Cold.
for magic,
But
Cone
also-
of Cold and magic
No, listen,
missiles.
you can maximize spells, and that's good. But honestly, the big thing was the magic missile thing.
Magic missile cheese, yeah.
Magic
we
missile,
did
jeez.
we did harp on about it for quite some time. It was very fun.
It's
It was pretty great.
disgusting. It is honestly, if you want a good pick up and play wizard, where the only thing you want to do is not use your brain and just blast everything that you see in front of you, take evocation wizard.
It's like it's kind of that's what you would expect and want out of going evocation. That's kind of a success.
Yeah, and then Wizards of the Coast accidentally tipped their hand and showed how they actually really only care about wizards, and they made lore mastery in an Arcana, and then they never printed it because people probably complained.
Sorry,
It was so blatantly unbalanced.
They
I'm
were like,
crack-
I want wizards to be even better.
I'm cracking up at this tier list right now, actually. At the moment, just because, as with all of them, to be fair, but particularly wizards because there's so many. Like, just look broadly at where all the base PHB ones are. Is you have evocation
Oh,
up there in A,
Everything else.
and you've got abjuration in C, and then D and F tier are almost exclusively just the base PHB
Are you-
shit.
I
and
I
we've got
hope you're
Necromancer.
excited. I hope you're excited because next time we get to do necromancy first,
Yeah,
which
I
is a
know,
base
it's-
class.
it's just
and then
another
and
one.
then transmutation later.
And then transmutation. Oh,
We're-
god.
Oh, and we
This-
finish off strong with
On
war
War
magic.
magic. Oh, it's gonna be so fucking fun. Next time is gonna be so fucky because we got all of the really
Yeah.
like janked up, messed up classes in this
Yeah.
this week. Next week we get necromancy, whatever the fuck onomancy. Oh, that was the naming wizard, wasn't it?
Wait, what? Oh, the naming wizard, yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, that
about
was like the the
I
true
have no
names
idea
of
what
things.
I have no idea what order of scribes
don't know
is.
what that is
Psionics is
either.
psychic stuff.
Psy-
Technomancy is probably
Technomancy
that
would be
weird
real
tech stuff.
fucky.
It's gonna be one of those like modern
The
setting
modern
things
magic
again.
ones, yeah. Theurgy,
Okay.
we kind of have an idea of transmutation as a base class. It's we'll
Ass.
see. And then war magic, I remember being extremely bad. They did
It
not
was not
understand.
only bad but frustratingly designed.
Correct. They did not understand the game they designed it first. No, they did not. They extremely didn't. If you go back and you read all the base PHP classes, you can tell that they have no idea how people are going to play the game. Even though
Yeah.
like they had playtesters, but like, you know, this is, to be fair, like kind of just a general thing about game design is that a lot of times people will not play your game the way that you think it is going to be played.
Yep.
You can really tell this anytime you read Blizzard patch notes. And they're like, please play the game like this. And everyone's like, no. What if instead of 2 tanks, 2 DPS, and 2 healers, we went 3 tanks and 3 healers?
Oh,
I don't think I will.
yeah, for real.
No, I don't think
All
I
right.
will.
Well,
We did it.
good tier listing.
Okay,
And-
well, yeah, that's honestly, it does feel a little sad that we patched up this giant hole in C tier,
Yeah,
But-
I like the giant hole in CC.
but it
Listen,
does.
if you
it
want
does-
to, you can just for you to really differentiate it. You can toss in another row in between them and call it C.5.
C, you could or C plus plus.
Thanks, Adrian.
Thanks, Adrian.
So, did you say that the healing still works? Yeah. Okay. So, Wizards of the Coast
Oh,
actually has
so
no
nice.
idea how healing works in Dungeons and Dragons, because they think I don't know if Wizards thinks this, but a lot of players think that healing works in D&D like it works in an MMO, where you want to heal somebody before they go down. But that's actually not the case. It's a lot more like if you're a healer, your job is to swift cast res anybody that goes down, because it's more efficient.
why heal when you can res? There's a couple exceptions depending on turn order and amount of HP, but for the most part, yes.
Correct.
Turn order allowing, just let them fucking get downed, and assuming they don't get double tapped, you should just get them back up immediately after.
Healing is basically never worth it when you need any addition.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I feel like. I feel like that's what I recall from 3.5 and 4th.
That makes sense.
It was really, it was just don't take damage forehead. You love explaining it via Final Fantasy 14 mechanics. Yeah, now that I have a good base of understanding of Final Fantasy 14, I can explain it that way. Healing Word is just swift cast res, but it costs the same amount as any other spell. And they don't get weakened. Unless you're playing Pathfinder, in which case they actually do take weakened.
True.
It's called Wounded in that game.
Shh, we don't talk about Pathfinder here.
This is a safe place.
Anyway, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week to finish up Wizards. And then the week after that, we start. Maybe we can do all the artificers. I will have to look at what artificers do, because I don't remember what their class features are at all.
I haven't read through Artificer at all, and I've had this book for years now. Oh god.
Oh god, does it come out? Is it in Xanathar's?
I kind of know what Artificers because we had an Artificer.
I think it was. I know I'm the one who played it, and that tells you how little. It was really frustrating at times. I remember that.
I've also had players play in my campaign do.
Oh,
Artificers.
good. You can explain.
Pathfinder 2nd Edition has a lot of good mechanics for a lot of things. I agree. It also has some really frustrating mechanics.
Agreed.
But yeah, thanks for coming. And we'll see you next week. Same time, probably. Unless any of you has any pressing concerns. Sean.
See you next week.
See you next week.
God.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.